Well, it can't be cheap. Do we even have enough for our own you-know-what?
Honey, shh.
I heard he bought final expense insurance through the Smart Bunny app.
The Smart Bunny app?
Like on your phone?
I know what an app is.
For the love of all things decent, be quiet.
Get up to $25,000 of lifelong coverage for funeral expenses, debts, and other needs for as little as $14 a month. And no medical exam is required. So hop on the Smart Bunny app now and grab some final expense insurance.
Honey, are you buying the insurance, like, right now?
Time is precious.
So true.
Shh. Smart Bunny Insurance.
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Your insurance super app. Insurance is sold by Smart Bunny Insurance Services and underwritten by various companies. Coverage exclusions and limitations may apply.
Finds Torres! Oh, what a strike! What an absolutely ridiculous goal!
Orlando City is heading to the northeast as the Lions take on New England on Saturday, July 17th at 7:30 p.m. Tune in on FM 96.9 The Game and watch on any device on the Apple TV app. Don't forget to tune in an hour before the match at 6:30 to catch Kickoff Minus 60 airing exclusively on the Lion Nation app.
When you call me for an injury case, you don't pay a dime unless we win. The call and the advice are always free. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorneys.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, PAY, P-A-Y, PAY. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. Are now listening to the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Tuesday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate that, as we do every single day. And we do have a good program for you today. We'll get you caught up on what's happening in the world. That will do that at 3:20 with Woke News. 4 o'clock hour, it's What'd You Do That's New. We'll go over Jack's Choice, the worst places to live in Florida. Fingers crossed. P-Town's on there. 5 o'clock hour, it's Trivia. Styx tickets up for grabs for their show coming up in Tampa on July 20th. We'll end it up with, you heard it here first, your calls, texts, and talkbacks, and opportunities for you to win $1,000. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead producer, Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us easily at 77031. Find us on social, Instagram and Facebook at The Jim Colbert Show. On Twitter, just at Jim Colbert Show. And, of course, all day, every day at JimColbertLive.com. That's where you can check us out on our YouTube channel. Give us a subscribe and like when you slide over. Your 3 o'clock keyword, by the way, is PAY, P-A-Y. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Monsters had a winner this morning, kicking us off here in Central Florida.
Yeah, I believe it was Michael from Orlando.
That's right. Congratulations, buddy. We appreciate you tuning in and getting that money. So, again, PAY is your 3 o'clock keyword. Get over to realradio.fm, send that off. And remember, if you're playing the game, keep your phone near and answer it when it rings. That, my friends, is how they tell you you have won. How's it going today, guys? Good day?
Good. I mean, so far.
Yeah, rain early today.
A lot of it right now.
Oh, God almighty, when we left the building yesterday.
Oh, I noticed something.
It was interesting yesterday. Not only was it a torrential downpour, I could barely see my car in the parking lot. We mixed that in with a nice little mix of, massive lightning strikes every 3 seconds, it seemed like.
I noticed today you were not parked in your usual spot, which is a few rows over. I noticed pulling in today. I was like, oh, Jim Colbert is joining me back in the visitor spot.
So, which is probably the closest spot you could get to the door that's not handicapped.
Yeah.
Which means Jim learned from his mistake.
Last night, man.
I still parked in the same spot.
Did you?
Which is a little further away.
I knew we were supposed to get really bad storms again today. They came in early here, but it doesn't mean we can't get them again. But man, I'm not about running through that damn rain. And we have where the water drains, it's right between us. So you got to make a 6-foot jump over a 6-inch torrent stream. I can't jump.
My car was far enough yesterday. Ray Trenley literally picked me up at the door to drive me to my car.
And, Ray Trenley had to, because he had those gorgeous leather shoes on yesterday. Jimmy, you had your suede shoes on. So he took off socks and shoes and covered himself with his suit coat, and we both ran to our cars. I was soaking wet and was parked, like Jack said,
40 feet.
40 feet.
Not even.
You couldn't get, and Jack was way over on the other side of the parking lot.
My favorite thing was Jack piled into Ray's car, watching me stand there, knowing I was going to have to run for the rain. You know when he texted me and said, hey, I should probably ask you if you wanted to ride, when he was on his way out of the parking lot. That's when Jack texted me and said, you know what, Jimbo? I knew I was right 6 feet from you getting into Ray's dry car to get right over to my car, and I knew you had to run through this lightning storm.
Is that true?
That is 100% true.
I was too busy laughing.
Yeah. Son of a bitch.
That Jim was standing there at the
Son
door.
of
Ray
all
said,
the bitches.
I told Ray, I go, Jim is right there in the lobby. He goes, I'm going to go pick him up. And Ray drove right back to the front door, and by that time, Jim had already made the run through the rain to his vehicle.
Oh, you were being impatient is what you're saying.
Being impatient. I was right there. I watched him get in. He texted me this after the fact. He goes, he said he'd come back for you.
No.
Dodo.
I sent it at the appropriate time. You just read it after the fact.
How dare you? I got out there and I was like, it ain't going to be any lighter, and I feel like going home.
Well, it's funny because, when we're down there, we first got down there and saw the rain blowing sideways off the tops of all three of our vehicles. I was like, well, I do have an umbrella in my purse. And no sooner had said that word when boom. I was well, I'm just going to get my hair wet.
That'll be fine. Yeah. And it's, again, it's a little bit early today for us here, but they're building early today. So look forward to that storms. And I don't know about your drive home, a hydroplane last night, which is I think personally, hydroplaning is the scariest thing that can happen. Now, I don't drive up where it's snowy and icy. But
baby.
I have been up
that's
there.
Scary.
My dad, we lived in West Virginia for a short period of time, and we, they'd have these sleet storms where you'd wake up and there'd be an 1/8-inch thick layer of ice over everything. So I've had that experience before, but nothing like going 70 miles an hour and having your truck just turn sideways.
Oh, yeah, that's usually what happens to my car. In fact, a good part of my drive home, Jack was lucky. He said when the direction he drove in, as soon as he got in his car.
Halfway there, suddenly I drove right out of it. It was just like on and off,
Not in my direction, at least.
We did not get that lucky.
No, I could not tell you how many people, A, were driving with their hazards on, B, were pulled over to the side of the road, and it felt like for the majority of my drive on Maitland Boulevard, it didn't feel like my tires were making that much connection with the road. I was just kind of floating in my lane.
And you have those little thin tires, which are actually better. Mine are, because they're truck tires, a little bit wider.
Right.
And they can get a lot of water under them. And here's the thing, though. It's my fault because I got behind this car. And this car was like, it had its flashers on.
They were scared.
Going a sensible 43. And when I pulled around it explained the I love ferrets bumper sticker. She's there in a jean jumpsuit, driving with both hands, 10 and 2. Her head was closer to the windshield than her steering wheel. And I knew that I had to get around that hag immediately, which I did. And then almost power planed off of the 429. Into a junkyard. So learn my lesson quickly. All right, 407-916-1041.
Nice.
Politically, as we wait for a number of things happening, I mean, Joe Biden's appearance at NATO is happening here soon. That could be a make or break scenario for him even. But one of the biggest things is Trump's pick for vice president. Now, we've talked about this, for the last couple of weeks, we kind of opined of who we thought, in that group of people would kind of wind up.
My money's on Mike Pence.
Yeah, I like that, yeah. Who's that?
I actually have a story coming up about that in Woke News.
So interesting. Now, is it to do with something that Trump may or may not care for when it comes to choosing people?
No, actually, it's about the rumor of the person mentioned and with whether or not it will happen tonight.
Say, Larry believes that it's going to be Marco Rubio. That's what Larry believes. I believe it's going to be J.D. Vance, and both of them, by the way, have sketchy histories with Trump. Both of them were highly critical of him in his early political years. By the way,
little Marco.
Yeah, but
We've still lived with that.
J.D. Vance, I think, on borderline called him a sociopath. I mean, J.D. Vance had some pretty hardcore things to say about former President Trump when he was kind of jumping into the fray. Of course, that's kind of washed away now. J.D. Vance has become one of his biggest followers, supporters, of course, being in that small group of people to be his vice president. I believe that's going to be his pick, or I did until this morning. Because I read a really interesting story, and I want to know if there are people out there, because I find this fascinating. So, the reason I believe J.D. Vance is the guy for Trump is this. Trump only has one term. Trump wants to basically knight the next person who's going to lead Republicans into that next, kind of wave of this new Republican thing. Obviously it's not guys like Mike Pence or any Reagan Republican. It's going to be one of these new kind of MAGA guys that's going to carry it into that new world. And I think J.D. Vance fits that more than anybody. He's young. He can carry this on. Good-looking dude, good orator, smart guy, blah, 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 blah. That's my pick, right? It wasn't until this morning. I read a really interesting piece this morning. Why do you believe that this writer believes that Donald Trump will not pick J.D. Vance?
Jealousy. He gets more attention. Something really... Yeah.
Can I tell you, that's exactly what I thought.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, man, that's wild. I mean, J.D. Vance is a really smart guy, wrote a book that turned into a movie that was respected. He gets lots of juice at all these Republican kind of convention and meetings. Everybody kind of respects him. You don't really hear a lot of bad stuff coming out of the Republican side of politics about J.D. Vance, but that's not it. I'll give you one more guess. It's way more superficial than that.
I like Deb saying that he's better looking.
Yeah, that I would package that into that entire thing.
Because that could be a reason.
It could be. You got to remember the reason I thought he would pick.
How tall is he?
The reason I thought.
Oh yeah. What size are his hands? His hands are too big.
The reason I thought they would pick Kristi Noem at first before she did the book dog thing is because Kristi Noem is attractive and that he kind of likes that. What did you say?
That
hands
how
are
tall
too
is
big.
he?
No, it's not the tall. Because Trump's a big guy. Trump's like 6'1", 6'2".
If he's taller, he wouldn't like that.
Better golfer.
No. Because J.D. Vance has a beard. And apparently Donald Trump doesn't like people who wear facial hair.
His son does.
If you notice, the people around him, the closest people, do not.
He can stand by that statement.
I know. I was just thinking the same thing.
The closest people to him and his advisors, if you look, the majority of them are clean shaven. So apparently there's a thing that Donald Trump doesn't like facial hair and doesn't like people around him with facial hair. And that's one of the reasons people believe there's a possibility that Donald Trump will not choose J.D. Vance as his vice president simply because he has a beard.
Wow.
How crazy. Do you know anybody like that? Like, actually, our question of the day is related to this a little bit, Jack, right?
Mm-hmm. It will be.
It will be. So when you get it up there, so when you go to JimCoberLive.com and click through to the YouTube channel, there in the chat, we'll have the question up. And basically it says, do you have facial hair? I really wanted to make it like 3 or 4 questions because this is fascinating to me. Did you ever have a problem with facial hair?
No.
Never had a problem with it? Would you not or date somebody because of it?
No, not necessarily.
Does it look dirty to you? Do you have that whole thing that some people with facial hair are hiding?
It's all all depends on the individual.
Yeah.
Because some people, may not feel that their chin or their upper lip or it looks the same or better without a beard. That's not, that's up to for you to decide.
I understand, but it is.
Now, the beard that touches your knees, we're going to have a little bit of a problem with.
Well, the perception of these things is really bizarre to me. I remember, and by the way, they quote Disney in this story and other companies that have had issues with facial hair. The Yankees for years.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's a number of companies for years that would not allow their employees to have facial hair.
Well, I knew about Disney. Of course, I believe now some of that is grandfathered in.
Yeah, I think you can have a mustache or whatever now, right?
I believe it is a mustache.
Can you do the goatee thing? I don't know.
I don't know about that, but I remember when Walt Disney himself had kicked the Carpenters, Karen and her brother Richard, out of the Magic Kingdom because his hair touched his collar.
Right, exactly.
And Walt Disney did not want any of that trash in his theme park.
My wife will not let me shave my goatee. She likes my mustache and my goatee. She loves it fills out my chin. Jack, does your wife like it when you grow facial hair like a beard?
She's on board.
It doesn't really matter?
Nope.
Doesn't affect her either way?
Nope.
Well, we'll have that up there and check that out. I just found that kind of interesting, the whole idea. Now, later today, we have this. We have.
What are you hiding?
Yeah, exactly.
What are you hiding, Jimmy?
What's your juice? I'll explain that a little bit later. And Gen Z, I want to make sure I get this right. Gen Z is having a problem with some decisions they've made over the last few years, and they're starting to take action on it. I'll tell you what that is as well, because I think it's interesting. I think the entire audience will enjoy that and be able to get involved as well. Deb, what do you have for news?
Well, Colorado state forecasters increase their hurricane predictions. Former President Trump holds a rally in Doral amid calls for President Biden to leave the race. And, we finally found the definition of flight from hell. We'll talk about that and more coming up next during Woke News.
Wow, really?
Oh, dude.
Where did it come from, out of curiosity?
Where did what come from?
Where did the
flight originate out of? JFK, on its way to Amsterdam.
Oh, okay. All right. 407.
You know that story?
No, but I had Code Black sent me a story this morning about his trip home from New York, and it was also kind of semi-nightmare-ish as well.
Oh, no. This is a whole new level, Jimmy.
Very good. All right, 407-916-1041. Don't forget, pay is your 3 o'clock keyword. Go to realradio.fm and send that on for your chance at $1,000. Back in a sec with Deb's news and more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Real Radio is
The Monsters in the Morning.
You should have said, I'm gay, and then done a rep.
I thought about doing that.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Watch out for an accident on Severin Boulevard, eastbound at I-4. 2 left lanes are blocked there. Authorities are clearing up an accident on the off-ramp from I-4 westbound to Osceola Parkway. And there's an earlier accident on State Road 408 westbound near John Young Parkway. That's off to the right shoulder now. If you see any other traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, we've grown by offering our clients more offices, more lawyers, and recovering more than $20 billion. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
This July, celebrate America's independence with a fresh view from Renewal by Andersen. Their custom-built, energy-efficient windows and doors will enhance the beauty and value of your home and increase your comfort. Renewal by Andersen uses their unique Fibrex material, which combines both elegance and resilience, offering you double the strength of traditional vinyl. And Renewal by Andersen's beautiful designs offers you a variety of color options, hardware, and more, making them truly your own. Plus, everything is made in the USA and Minnesota. Right now, buy any 4 windows or patio doors and get the 5th free. Plus, enjoy 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. Don't miss this limited time offer. Visit rbafla.com to schedule your free consultation today. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring experienced window and door installers. Celebrate freedom and comfort with Renewal by Andersen, official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-239-1749. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-239-1749. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-239-1749. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-239-1749, 800-239-1749, or biglou.com.
What sets International Diamond Center apart from those big box jewelry chain stores?
The problem with big chain stores is that they're all run by corporate.
IDC owner Keith LeClaire.
That means the people at the store level just plain don't care much.
At IDC, you're not dealing with a bunch of retail clerks. You're working with a true jewelry professional who's not on commission and not beholden to a bunch of corporate dictated rules and policies.
When you're in the big corporate world, everybody operates out of a manual or a big book of rules. At IDC, we don't have a manual telling our people how to deal with customers. We empower our people to take care of those customers in the way they would want to be taken care of.
Get the respect, guidance, professionalism, and genuine care you deserve from people who put you first.
We tell them point blank, do whatever it takes to make the customer happy, period.
International Diamond Center. Locally owned, internationally connected.
We want them to take care of you, protect you, and make it the best experience that you could possibly have.
International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations and always at shopidc.com.
Hi, this is Earl Ron. New South makes windows that are both energy efficient and hurricane resistant. New South is the factory and eliminates the middleman. New South windows are made in Florida for Florida homes by Florida workers because we know Florida weather.
For every 2 windows you buy, get the third free. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Sneezing, coughing, stuffy nose, runny nose, postnasal drip, interrupted sleeping. I was groggy at the end of the day.
Allergies and sinus congestion were making Jana miserable. Then, a friend recommended Navage. Navage provides immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Navage helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
Navage gave me instant relief. I didn't have to wait 30 minutes. I didn't have to wait an hour, 90 minutes. I didn't have to wait a minute. I ran the rinse and I felt better.
Stop suffering from congestion and start breathing and feeling your best again with Navage. Navage.
I've had people ask me how I find relief, and I tell them Navage immediately. This thing is amazing.
Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid.
The wait is over. Dell Technologies Black Friday and July deals are live. Check out incredible savings on select laptops and more, like the XPS 15, powered by Intel Core processors. The XPS 15 brings you the perfect balance of power and portability, plus stellar visuals and immersive sound. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to exceptional tech and electronics, plus free shipping on everything. Don't miss out on Black Friday and July savings at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The Medal of Honor is the highest military decoration in the United States. Since it was established in 1861, there have been 3,517 people awarded with the medal. I'm Malcolm Gladwell, and our new podcast from Pushkin Industries and iHeartMedia is about those heroes. Listen to Medal of Honor, Stories of Courage on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Medal of Honor, Stories of Courage.
A1Garage.com, A1 from day one.
More Jim Colbert Show in 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, gang. You guys are talking about hydroplaning. My commute is from Ormond to Ocala every day.
Oof.
And there are plenty of spots where I can hydroplane. But not only that, try having a Mitsubishi Mirage where the tire thickness is that of my thumb knuckle. So, scary stuff, man.
No doubt.
Haven't heard the words Mitsubishi Mirage in a while.
Been a hot minute.
Yeah, it's been
a hot minute, Jimmy.
Been a minute for sure. All right.
My wife had that car for a while.
Really?
Not good.
Yeah. All right, your 3 o'clock keyword is pay, P-A-Y. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your shot at $1,000. Pay, guys. That is your 3 o'clock keyword. Had a winner earlier this morning with the Monsters. Get in there and get that cash. We have 3 weeks to give you some, so take your chance. Welcome back. I am Jim. Jack is right over there. Let's get a check of the news. Here's Deb.
And now, it's time for Woke News. news.
It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole woke.
On the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, woke news is brought to you, thankfully, by that mortgage guy, Don. Crews are scrambling to restore power to more than 2 million customers in Texas after barrels slam parts of the state. It's a race against time as much of the southeast Texas is under a heat advisory with another day of near triple-digit weather in the forecast. Las Vegas broke its weather record with 120 degrees on Sunday, beating their previous record of 117. Help is coming to southeast Texas, though, where Hurricane Beryl tore down trees, ripped apart homes. The Salvation Army has sent 5 teams to run mobile kitchens in places with limited power.
Some of these people may be without the ability to cook, let alone if they have the time and the other resources. So just having someone there to provide that to them, it means a lot.
Yeah, spokesman Brad Mahar says the crew from San Antonio has arrived in Wharton. CenterPoint Energy said they expect power to be restored for nearly 1 million customers by the end of tomorrow. Near record flooding, though, was caused by Beryl's rainfall in the region. Dangerous driving conditions have caused road delays and closures. The storm took the lives of 8 people, 7 in Texas and 1 in Louisiana.
Wow.
Meanwhile, Colorado State University is updating its forecast for the 2024 Atlantic hurricane season. It's one of, 3 entities that usually comes out with one. The researchers are now predicting 25 named storms, 12 hurricanes, and 6 major hurricanes of Category 3 or higher. Back in June, the hurricane experts called for 23 named storms, 11 hurricanes, and 5 major storms. There have already been 3 named storms, Alberto, Chris, and Beryl. They point to very warm waters of the tropical Atlantic and the likely transition to a La Nina weather pattern as the reasons for the slightly higher numbers. I'll just say it for you, Jimmy. You don't want hurricane advice from people who go to Colorado.
You don't.
All right, Democrats are trying to fire up the base ahead of former President Trump's rally in Doral tonight. The Democratic National Committee is putting anti-Trump billboards across Miami, accusing him of threatening, quote, the American way of life, end quote. There are rumors he may announce his running mate tonight. Senator Marco Rubio has confirmed he will be in attendance. However, political scientist Dr. Susan McManus says while there are rumors he may be tapping Rubio to be his running mate, she doesn't expect the announcement to come tonight.
He's known for keeping decisions like this very, very close to the vest. It's certainly a good strategy, though, to have an event in Florida and down in Miami and to keep Rubio's name alive.
The rally comes a day after Jill Biden was in Tampa, stumping for support and continued calls from Democratic lawmakers and donors for President Biden to bow out of the race. It also comes less than a week before the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee, where the former president will be formally nominated to the GOP ticket. All right, this is sad news. The city of Altamont Springs is getting ready to permanently close its only library after more than 6 decades of service.
Really?
Officials broke the news yesterday, saying
those people in Altamont finally read all those books?
Officials broke the news yesterday saying its library off Newburyport Avenue will shut down September 30th because of budget issues and rising costs.
I saw somebody today that, because my kids grew up in that area, because we lived in Maitland forever, and a lot of her friends as kids spent their childhoods in that library. And the very first thing I saw this morning on Facebook was a very heartfelt email or Facebook post about how much that library meant to her as a child and all of the friends around there, that was a gathering place for movies and books and music and things like that. Of course, not that much anymore, but back in the day it was.
Well, it's funny you always talk about being a single dad and how you couldn't beat the Costco meal of the hot dog and the soda for $1.50.
Sure, yeah.
Being raised by a single mom, the library was free entertainment.
Oh, yeah, for
sure. She could take myself and my brother. We could go, check out all the books we wanted without ever leaving the room. So, so 5 other branches in Seminole County will help take on the additional resources. Your last day to check out materials from the city library will be on August 31st, and the last day to return them is set for September 15th. Don't keep them for prosperity reasons.
Yeah, right.
All right, Brevard County first responders are planning to hold a rally to demand higher salaries ahead of tonight's regular commission meeting. Fire rescue officials are planning to ask leaders for more competitive pay and better ways to keep current firefighters. The demonstration is planned as the department gets ready to begin negotiations on a new contract with the county. Now, supporters and firefighters are set to gather outside the commission chambers about an hour and a half before the 5 p.m. meeting begins. So I would say they're probably gathering as we speak.
Yep.
All right, the Orange County Sheriff's Office is investigating a possible drowning at a theme park. Deputies say a man was found unresponsive yesterday morning in a pool at Discovery Cove.
Man, they're having a bad year.
Yeah, they are. This is like the second time.
Yeah.
So he was taken to the hospital in critical condition. No update has been released. He hasn't been identified either, but deputies say he's in his 50s. All right, finally, for some good news, and this normally doesn't happen in this particular subject, but Florida Attorney General Ashley Moody is sharing what she calls encouraging news about drug overdose deaths here in Florida. Moody joined the Florida Department of Law Enforcement today in Tampa to release the 2023 Florida Medical Examiner's Interim Report. Yeah, didn't know he had anything like that.
Yeah, okay.
But she noted that total drug-related deaths, opioid-caused deaths, and even deaths caused by fentanyl are all down.
Wow.
So the report shows the overall drug overdose death rate declined by 7% during the first 6 months of 2023. There was also a 10% drop in deaths caused by fentanyl, along with a 10% decrease in opioid deaths.
What do they attribute that to?
I don't know. I don't know if it's, interdicting the drugs themselves, if it's some of these, like I know in Seminole County, Sheriff Lima had that pretty
how about just the
groundbreaking program to help opioid addicts.
I wonder, just the fear of death. Is it finally catching up with people who use those kind of drugs? Finally the OD, the idea of fentanyl killing them when they don't really mean to? Is there any possibility of that happening? I know we've had that conversation before, and I was shocked to hear that when addicts hear about something that'll get you that close, that it's
they
actually
seek that out.
That's more attractive, so maybe not.
But maybe it's more the spring breakers being warned, hey, that pill you think is an Adderall that you're buying from your friend of a friend off the street.
Who knows what it is
the one with the fentanyl, maybe that.
Or investment in treatment programs, education, as well as, Narcan? Narcan?
Yeah, it could be that too, yeah.
At least it's good news, right? Better than all those going up by 10%. All right, the week is off to a good start for SpaceX. Yeah, the rain didn't get in their way. The company successfully launched a Falcon 9 rocket from Space Launch Complex 40 last night. The rocket was carrying a Turkish satellite meant to expand that country's satellite coverage and broadcasting. It's Turkey's first homemade communication satellite. Not sure how I feel about that homemade moniker, but I remember getting home and going, what the hell? There was a rocket launch with all these rain and storms?
Fresh from the oven.
All right, even lifeguards are not immune to getting bitten by a shark. 14-year-old Dempsey Manhart.
What a name.
Well, I know, right? Like you'd expect him to be a world explorer.
Oh, yeah. Or a day trader.
Dempsey Manhart was at junior lifeguard camp in Ponce Inlet, south of Daytona Beach, late Monday morning.
That sounds like a character in a Will Ferrell movie.
Doesn't it?
That's what that sounds like. That's like a member of an Anchorman team.
Well, when young Dempsey dove into the water from the beach during a drill, he landed on a shark.
Okay.
When I was diving in, I thought I hit someone else, and then I looked up, and there's no one else around me.
Yeah, the shark bit Dempsey on the calf, and he needed 17 stitches to close the wound. Fox 35 asked the teen if he's nervous about getting back in the water, though.
No, because, it's such a low risk of, happening. So, the odds of it happening again are, super, super low.
For those who do not know, Ponce Inlet is a part of Volusia County, which is considered the shark bite capital of the world. Dempsey is one of 3 people bitten by a shark in Volusia County in just the past week. All right, down in South Florida, a gigantic tree cactus has been wiped out in the Florida Keys due to saltwater intrusion and rising tides. The Key Largo tree cactus. Turns out it isn't really a tree and looks like a pipe organ. That's according to Jennifer Posley with Miami's Fairchild Tropical Botanic Garden. She explains how the single population in the U.S. actually got to the Florida Keys.
Well, it has edible fruits, and probably either a bird ate some in Cuba and then pooped it out in the Keys long ago, or else it possibly could have floated or stuck to a bird's feet.
Yeah, she says the tree cactus was discovered in 1992, which is interesting that it took that long, but they saved pieces of it before it disappeared. While there's no great place to replant it in the Keys, the Key Largo tree cactus still grows on sub-Caribbean islands, including northern Cuba and parts of the Bahamas. All right, you going out to Yosemite National Park?
Yosemite?
Yeah, not yet.
They've got a message for visitors.
Don't come.
It's hot.
Proof that people are just Disgusting, disgusting beings. Stop leaving your used toilet paper behind.
Oh,
come on.
They say it's been found throughout the park.
Come on, man.
And creates several problems.
Yeah.
Not to mention nobody wants to step in it.
Nobody.
Officials add that burying toilet paper can also be harmful to the environment because it takes years to decompose. Thought it was just your dog, right? Nope. They suggest bringing a sealable plastic bag and depositing the waste in a proper trash bin.
Hey, hand me that peanut butter and jelly out of my backpack.
Wait, you need the sandwich bag?
That's not it. That's not the PBJ, buddy. It's the other one.
Unbelievable, right? You can't write this stuff.
It's just people are so stupid and so I don't know, man.
You wouldn't think you would have to actually.
Your faith in humanity gets every day.
So selfish or just self-centered? Yeah.
Every day. You know, when Native Americans used to make the arrowheads and they would start with a piece of slate and they would slowly chip it and chip it and chip it and eventually it would turn into an arrowhead. That's what I feel like humanity's doing. It's just God sitting there with a big piece of slate and just every day chips a little bit off. Goes, that's the part that buries their toilet paper in national parks. It's that chip right there.
Or they just leaves it out there underneath the bushes for somebody else to walk around.
I don't mind him.
I know. It's just, you can't write stuff like that.
And you can hear them justifying it. Oh, the rain will wash it away. That's biodegradable. That's nature going into nature. That's what you can hear them say it.
Absolutely.
Oh, you want me to put a turd Ziploc in my backpack? Nope.
It's the same thing people say about not having to pick up after their dog. Well, it's just fertilizer.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, it's not.
Right.
Because there's meat in there.
Right,
yeah. No, it's not fertilizer. Take it with you.
I don't feel like learning.
Now that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
All right, if you hadn't heard, Delta Airlines last week had to pull some meals for a second day in a row on up to 75 of its international flights. It's because those meals came from the same caterer responsible for what passengers describe as moldy chicken, served on a flight from Detroit to Amsterdam last Wednesday.
Moldy chicken? Mold?
Yeah. Now, some passengers became ill, like about 24, prompting the flight to make an emergency landing at John F. Kennedy International Airport in New York City. Now, Delta had told CBS News last week that, quote, out of an abundance of caution, end quote, it adjusted its food service on about 75 international flights, serving economy passengers a pasta-only option. That same plan was implemented last Thursday as well. Wednesday, the pilots of Delta Flight 136 asked for medical personnel to be ready at the gate. Before making their emergency landing at around 4 a.m., there were 277 passengers on board. More than a dozen, like I said, 24 people. Imagine on a flight, you're over the Atlantic Ocean, and 24 people start getting food poisoning.
That was the movie Airplane, right?
Yeah. Don't eat the fish.
Right?
Don't eat the fish. Holy man.
Passengers said the pilot actually announced to the cabin that the chicken was contaminated. 24 people on a flight. And think about the lavatory situation. You can't go use the first class bathroom.
And you don't want that.
So you have two little bathrooms.
And you don't want that line backing up where they're standing right next to you.
Oh, yeah.
If they're in that lavatory, you're like row 8. Trust me, that line's going to make it to you, and you don't want any butt squeezers next to you.
Yeah,
I don't want a Class A clincher right on my right. That's not what I want. No. Nope. I do not want that dancing, that doo-doo dance. You don't want that thing happening right next to you at 35,000 feet.
Hearing this story reminded me of when I went on a whale watching tour when I lived in California. And my high school friend, her mom was like, "Are you sure? Are you sure? Because the last time we tried to do this, you got seasick." "No, Mom, I swear. I I was the only person on that boat that did not get so that's like my nightmare. You're trapped with people that
Oh, yeah. You don't want that dance happening. And God forbid it's a kid.
Oh, or anybody. When you have food poisoning, from what I've heard.
Yeah. You don't want
it's uncontrollable. It's your body literally has to get the poison out of its system.
Could you imagine you're standing here looking up and it's like, oh, God, it's Joey Chestnut.
Who ate over 200 boneless chicken wings at his July 4th eating event.
But only 9 of them were moldy. That should do it. Oh, man. Hard pass for your boy there. Yeah, no, that's not my thing.
Either way, now you all are officially woke.
Well, I got to tell you straight up, I don't have a crazy olfactory sense or whatever.
I do.
But if I'm in the 5th row and somebody 8th row, a couple rows back has bad breath, I'm going to pick up on it. I am never going to be on a plane when there are miscellaneous 35 or 40 people experiencing some hardcore gastrointestinal issues.
Because that's going to cause other people who are sensitive to that to then add themselves to it.
Yeah, what do you mean you're never going to be? You don't control that.
Oh, you're right. I don't.
No.
I don't want to be a part of it.
If it happens, it happens.
Yeah. Put me in row Z, bitch. Yeah. I'm not having it.
I'm convinced that's what happened with my daughter. This was 20 years ago when she was on a plane. The kid behind us in the row, we're stuck on the tarmac. The kid behind us had to be changed right there.
Uh-oh.
And that odor just wafted. My daughter got a whiff of that. She was half a year old.
Yeah, hand me the bag.
Yep. And then
get the bag.
Next thing I know, I'm changing her diaper on that drop-down table.
Yummy,
yum. Table.
Now we know what happened to the chicken.
Oh, God. God almighty.
I think those germs can linger for 20 years. Yeah.
A lot of things can linger on airplanes.
Smell lingers.
Oh, so our flight landed, everyone stood up, and someone just blasted our section. Right? And
there's nothing like being dusted in a plane.
And then
I hate that.
Now, if you don't okay, so you're in public, you smell it, there's people around you. What do you do to let them know that it wasn't you?
You don't yell somebody farted because immediately they know it's you. Hey, somebody farted. Immediately all other people point at you.
I opted for the disappointed look like, oh.
You have to, because if you don't give the disgusted face look, you're like, I remember one time getting trapped in our elevator here in the building, and I kept that I smelled something look on my face all 4 floors because when the door opened, I did not want to be blamed.
I told you I was sorry, my God, man. I had too much Chinese the night before.
My wife looked at me and it wasn't me.
Yeah, right.
I looked around and there were the one person sitting behind me and, we made eye contact. The next thing I know, we get off the flight. I'm sitting there waiting for my daughters to walk off. And the guy sitting behind me walks up and he goes, "Hey, love the show."
Oh! Here's a little something for you because of that. Why don't you take that back to Orlando, give it to your dumbass Ralph Covert. There he is. God almighty, dude.
Nightmarish.
God,
Someone just texted.
I think you have to be like, I think you have to do this. You don't have to call him out and go, "Come on, man."
I know.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Now, listen, we're not going to give your number or anything, but someone just texted us at 77031. I work for Delta and am based in DTW. Dallas? No. I saw the photos behind the scene. They were green and frightening.
Oh, man. Oh, no. God, my viral, literally. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Don't forget, pay is your 3 o'clock keyword. You still have time, guys. About 15 minutes or so to get over there and get that $1,000. PAY. Go to realradio.fm and send that off for your chance at $1,000. What do I have here? I had it right here. I want to make sure. Oh. Have you guys ever wondered where fashion design started? The idea of fashion design, have you ever wondered?
Yeah.
It started with one invention, and I'll explain how that kind of morphed into what you know as fashion design. I'll tell you what that is next.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio. At 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Ken, and Mike. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
Hey there, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Tuesday forecast. Today's high temperatures won't be nearly as hot as what we saw yesterday afternoon. In fact, many of us will only reach the upper 80s, but in Orlando, we expect a high of 90 degrees. Some scattered showers and thunderstorms do look to develop, especially over the course of the early to mid-afternoon hours. These will gradually grow more widespread with heavy rain and frequent lightning possible. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored sponsored by Audible. Get immersed in new worlds and ideas with Audible. Explore an incredible selection of audiobooks, podcasts, and originals, all in one easy app. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
And let's tell you about Life Imaging FLA. You know, I was introduced to these guys about a year and a half ago or so. They've been in town for about a year. And after getting to know these people, you really do understand. They do this for one reason only. They really do love helping people. And this saved lives. They did this in Miami for years, brought it here to Orlando, and they have hit the road running an unbelievable service that lets you know what's happening inside your body. That's right. That's exactly what happens. You can find out if your heart's in good shape and other things as well. I went in, my heart was great. It was awesome news. So was my wife. I did find out some other issues as well. What the good thing is I took that information from Life Imaging FLA and their free heart scan. I took it to my primary care doctor, and we started building a plan to handle those other issues, some kidney issues, some gastrointestinal issues. And there we have that plan to make sure that I'm around for years. You know, it's summer. You want to have these times forever. Make sure you get over to Life Imaging FLA. Get this free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value, and make yourself whole. Make yourself understand what's happening there. That way you better get a better grip on where you are with your health. And you don't have to worry about any of that stuff like time or anything like that. This only takes a few minutes. You don't get undressed. There are no injections. Guys, just pick up your phone and make your appointment today. Call, it's pound 250 and say the keyword free heart scan. That's it, pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. Make that call today. Make this the year you finally take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
This is trial attorney Jeff Kaufman from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind. If you've been in a car accident, you need to know a term. It's called statute of limitations. That means you have 2 years from the time of the accident to actually file a lawsuit if need be. If you don't do that, you're going to lose your rights to the claim. Now, sometimes some lawyers will wait till the last minute to file or contact you with just about a month left saying that they don't know if they want to proceed with your case. Be careful with that. For more information, contact me at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546, office Orlando.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Another insurance story from
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Funerals are expensive. Do we have enough for ours?
Yeah, I bought Smart Bunny final expense insurance.
Get up to $25,000 coverage for funeral expenses and other needs for as little as $14 a month. Hop on the Smart Bunny app now for final expense insurance. Smart Bunny Insurance.
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Your insurance super app. Insurance is sold by Smart Bunny Insurance Services and underwritten by various companies. Coverage exclusions and limitations may apply.
Want to add a cool twist to your next special event or get-together? Cater with Jeremiah's Italian Ice. Treat your team to a cool bash they won't forget. Visit jeremiahsice.com now to find your nearest location and get the party started at jeremiahsice.com. That's jeremiahsice.com.
Here's a top move for hiring a divorce attorney. See how they look and handle themselves on video or audio. Chances are that's them at their best with editing, setup, and multiple takes. The courtroom is live. Mediation is live. Make sure your divorce lawyer is going to make you look good. At Trenley Kramer Law, we handle family law and divorce. TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-954-3322. 800-954-3322. 800-954-3322.
I'm Rebecca. I was injured in a car accident and hired one of the big TV law firms. They sent me to an injury clinic that I felt just wanted to make money off me. I needed an attorney and doctors who cared about me. I called attorney Glenn Klausman, and he helped me get the best doctors who really helped me. I was extremely pleased with my settlement. He also got me $10,000 for vet bills for my dog that was injured in the accident, and he did that for free. Call attorney Glenn Klausman at 407-917-1718. Glenn Klausman, office, Winter Park.
The doctor's office that mixed up your files has your Social Security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info and last 3 addresses. Your info is in endless places that could accidentally expose your info to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is the Jim Colbert Show. Take us with you for free on the iHeartRadio app.
Hey guys, you know who this is? As a former Disney cast member myself, they really changed since the time I was there. You're allowed to have long hair now, you're allowed to have beards. Heck, some guys now you're allowed to have tattoos showing. As long as it's tasteful. But the days of the short hair and basically princess cut or prince cut, whatever you want to call it, is gone. Bye.
Bye. All right, 407-916.
I don't know who that was.
1041. Text us at 77031. Got a few minutes for your keyword pay, P-A-Y. Go to realradio.fm and send that out for your chance at $1,000. We'll have a freshie for you.
Freshie.
At the top of the hour, right before we get into What'd You Do That's New. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb and Jack are here as well.
You know who it is.
Yeah. Cool piece.
I'm Jack.
Cool piece on CNN this morning about the advent of fashion. Now, I'm not much of a fashionista myself. I do like looking good when I go out for special events.
Oh, Pshaw, if anyone saw you in Mount Dora on Saturday, they saw your salmon shorts and your donut shirt, which actually was a lovely match and a nice ensemble.
Thank you very much.
Oh.
Don't forget my Vans shoes that were black and match my shirt.
Absolutely.
To bring it all together.
It was.
Even though the shirt was a dark blue, but that's okay.
It was no, it's black. It's black.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's black.
Oh,
I get this all the time with my wife. Apparently, I'm colorblind, and every
It's
color
not
I
black.
see, it's wrong.
Wait, did your wife say that about that particular shirt? Because
we
Deb definitely seems to be sure.
We've never talked about it not being black.
Okay.
But I'm just saying. Okay, so I do like looking nice. I love wearing good clothes. I really do like to dress up and look good, right? So I just, I don't even know why I read this story. Like, I clicked through it and I was like, okay, I'm interested now. Tell me why, CNN. Why is it so? Where did fashion begin? So, out of curiosity, how did you think this whole thing started? Because there is a unique story of why this happened, which actually ties into something we'll talk about a little bit later as well.
How it happened?
Yeah, like how it happened. Like how the idea, like I think we all kind of understand, right? Prehistoric people created clothes, actually to protect themselves from the weather, keep them warm.
Well, actually, I remember reading a book and figuring out like, oh, wow, they had to take the wool from the sheep, then spin that into yarn, then use that into thread, then use... So I would say the loom.
Yeah, so
the weaving loom.
We're talking way before that, 40,000 years ago. This started 40,000 years ago.
Pigment?
Not pigment, but you're onto it. It's close. It's one single invention that allowed this to happen, but for a different reason.
The hammer.
It's not the hammer. It's the needle.
A sewing needle.
Okay, so it's the eyed needle. Not just sewing. It's the eyed needle made from bone, wood, whatever the case may be. Some of them are stone. Most of them were bone, right? Because bone was very sturdy. You could get it pretty sharp. You could carve it down. But here's where it gets kind of interesting to me. And again, this is just something I'm pleasing myself with this because I find it fascinating. So they had prehistoric sites that showed that they were making clothes before the needle was made. Right? People have been making clothes before that. They knew that. Now, they were way more rudimentary, but they were clothes. So you didn't really need the needle to create clothes, right? So you're like, okay, well, why did they have it then? And so this is what happened, right? So at the end of the last ice age, which I guess was around 22,000 years ago or so, and as people needed to as people did not have to wear those thick coats and everything, or maybe the other way around. How did people express themselves?
I would say accessorizing.
Yeah, okay,
beads.
that's one of them for sure. That's one of them. What would be the other one? If you're going to express yourself and set yourself aside for other people in your tribe or your group, how would you do that? And beads and all that stuff is definitely one of them.
Hairstyle.
Tattoos.
Oh, and you need a needle for that.
You don't.
Oh, how'd they do it?
Here's what happened. So when you're not in an ice age and you're able to walk around and you have your tattoos and you're adorned, right? People can see that. They can see that you have your tattoos and that tattoo means this, and oh, he killed a lion, or oh, he has 3 kids, or or he's the patriarch of this family, or whatever the case may be. You could see that. You can see, obviously with the Hawaiian cultures and some of the Samoan cultures, those cultures, that tells a story of their life and their family's history and things, right? Well, if you have to start wearing clothes because it's getting colder, how do you express yourself then? That's where embroidery came in. That's where they actually started sewing and creating fashion, because as you started to have to clothe up your tattoos and take away the way you expressed yourself and express your individuality with tattoos and other body adornments, and you had to cover that up because it was getting colder, then you start sewing those things on the clothes that you have. That is the advent of fashion. So as you were walking through with your bear hide or your deer hide, you would sure paint on that, but you also had the eyed needle to create certain stitching and designs through that. And that is exactly where the idea of designing clothes to make you look different came from that long ago.
Now, that just makes me wonder, who was the first one to get a tattoo, to take ink and say, I'm going to stick this into my skin a little bit?
Yeah, I don't know, but
I would think it'd be more
make a picture,
like more warriors, and from the tribes.
But you would have had to figure out, maybe through an accident, that if you got ink or some kind of pigment below your skin, that it would stay.
Yeah,
that has to be an accident, right? Because there's no way you go, I wonder if I could just mark myself.
Yeah,
and have it stay there.
It's like eating that first oyster. Had to have been an accident.
Exactly right. Nobody looked at that and went, you know what? I bet it's delicious. Oh, this needs a little parsley and butter. So anyway, I just saw that story today and I thought it was fascinating.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, it's not that. You guys are bored. I'm sorry.
No.
Apologies.
Because you always, wonder where the embroidery came from.
Well, not even that. It's just the idea of how things may, like you go, okay, well, how did that start? How did you have a ruffled thing? And you have to go back to the beginning of man as they started expressing themselves. Okay, well, I can't have the tattoos anymore. How do I continue to set myself apart?
Right.
Well, I know. I'll pick up this needle and I'll start sewing designs onto my bear skins or deer skins or whatever, and that will tell my story. I don't know. I find that very fascinating. It was a necessity thing.
We always say one of the goals of the program is to learn something new every day, and that is something new.
Right, there you go. All right, 407-916-1041. We do have a fresh keyword for you at the top of the hour, and we'll do What'd You Do That's New right after this.
All the cool kids are doing it, and you want to be like the cool kids, don't you? Well, don't you? The Talkback feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Watch out for an accident on Severin Boulevard, eastbound at I-4. 2 left lanes are blocked there. Authorities are clearing up an accident on the off-ramp from I-4 westbound to Osceola Parkway. And there's an earlier accident on State Road 408 westbound near John Young Parkway. That's off to the right shoulder now. If you see any other traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, we've grown by offering our clients more offices, more lawyers, and recovering more than $20 billion. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
When you buy a diamond at International Diamond Center, you can bring it back a year from now, trade it up to a bigger one, and get 110% of your original purchase price toward the new diamond.
You pay me $10,000 for my diamond. When
you come back and you want to trade it up, you're going to get that $10,000. Plus, we're going to give you a bonus of $1,000.
IDC owner Keith LeClaire talking about IDC's industry-leading diamond trade-up policy.
So you're getting 110% on what you paid for that diamond. Who else does this? I'm going to pay you more for that diamond than you paid me in the beginning.
The 110% upgrade is just another thing that separates IDC from the rest. We stand behind what we sell.
We know what we're selling, we believe in what we're selling, and we know the inherent value of that diamond.
At IDC, your trust means everything.
We want you to feel that you can buy with confidence.
International Diamond Center. Highest quality, insane selection, guaranteed best value, full transparency, and the strongest consumer protection warranties in the industry.
Our job is to keep you as a customer.
International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations.
When you call me for an injury case, you don't pay a dime unless we win. The call and the advice are always free. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorneys.
My wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way, literally clear the way for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt?
I owe the IRS $37,000.
Get ready for a toll-free hotline. Take advantage of new IRS tax forgiveness programs that may protect you from IRS collection agencies. They have the power to garnish your wages, put liens on your property, and levy your bank account. Civic Tax Relief can help protect you from the IRS.
Civic Tax Relief basically represented me against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, I didn't owe the IRS anything.
Find out about the Fresh Start program that is now available through Civic Tax Relief. Civic Tax Relief's special tax hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free.
I would recommend anyone who has a tax problem to contact Civic Tax Relief.
Just call 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803. Don't wait. Call now. 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
2 guys, 5 rings.
Yes.
One essential podcast for the 2024 Paris Olympics. Bowen Yang and Matt Rogers host a new podcast that's all about the athletes.
You gotta get your head in the game, as Zac Efron once said.
And the culture.
Not French.
Well,
no association with the nation of France. But you did live in Montreal.
Of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Listen to 2 Guys, 5 Rings on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app. Search 2 Guys, 5 Rings and start listening.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Today, we're the largest injury firm in the world, and I'm thankful to you for trusting us all these years. We'll always be here for the people, not the powerful. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Sponsored by the Nickley Group with Keller Williams Realty. Get a guaranteed cash offer on your home at thenickley.com.
For all your windows and doors, go to FASWD.com. That's FASWD.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. The exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, BANK. B-A-N-K. Bank. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
At work, just pretend you're on a Zoom call with us. Your mic is off. Your mic is off. The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
Why the hell does Ponce Inlet have a junior lifeguard program? You are literally putting kids in the shark bite capital of the world water.
Right.
I hope they had...
That's a good point, though.
It is.
Hey, kids, gather around.
Now go jump in there.
Look at your hands. Kiss them goodbye. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Bank is your 4 o'clock keyword, B-A-N-K. Go to realradio.fm, send that off. For your chance at $1,000, Monsters had a winner this morning. The money is there. Go get it. Bank is your 4 o'clock keyword. Again, we wish you the best. When you enter the word, make sure you keep your phone near, turn it on, and answer it. Even if you do not recognize the number, my friends, that is how they tell you you've won.
And you want that money.
That's right. Bank is your 4 o'clock keyword. Good luck. Welcome back. I am Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
Yeah.
Let's do What'd You Do That's New.
What'd you do that's new? What'd you do that's new? Hey! If we only knew something new to do, we're relying on you. Tell us something new brought to you by Cause Law.
KLAUSMAN law.com. Offices right there in Winter Park, 407-917-1718. Car crash, call Clausman. That's Clausman Law. We'll talk to Glenn on Thursday as he comes in for Colbert Court. We haven't seen him in a couple weeks.
No, we haven't.
He was out for a week for travel, and then, of course, last week was 4th of July, so we'll look forward to re-inviting Glenn back into the studio on Thursday for Colbert Court. All right, what'd you do that's new every Tuesday at 4 o'clock? One of the members of the show will choose something for the other members to watch, read, or listen to. We'll do that and then come back the following Tuesday and review that, which we are doing today, and then we'll have another member choose something for next week. Now, this week, it is the celebrity member. Jack, we have somebody ready to go?
We do.
Very good. This week is you, so take it away.
Okay, so I know I could pick something an hour long or something longer. However, you guys seem to appreciate the shorter videos.
Okay.
And this one is
not you,
that.
though, just us, right?
If it's good content,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
all about good content.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
This is 13 minutes and 57 seconds long about life here in Florida, specifically the worst towns to live in Florida.
Yeah.
It's one of those, I forget how it popped up, but I ended up watching it and I'm like, oh. And then I saw, I believe it might have been 10 total, but 3 are in Central Florida, basically our listening area. And because of that, I figured we could enjoy this together and then make a judgment on whether we believe that to be really a fair representation of our community or, are they on the money? Is it, good metrics to look at when you're going to choose somewhere to live? And that was the video. It was on YouTube, and that's what you watched.
Yeah, you can actually watch it yourself. JimColbertLive.com. Go to the What'd You Do That's New Master List. It's the very first one. You can click right through and check it out there. Only 13 and a half minutes or so. And I found this to be very interesting, and I'll tell you why. Because the cities that appeared on it, you would never in a million years, perception-wise, believe that a number of these cities would be on that list, including our very own Orlando, Florida.
Yeah.
They called Orlando one of the worst places to live in the state of Florida.
The other interesting thing about that was that it came in at number 2. And one of the things they cited Orlando for was our bugs.
I thought that was very bizarre.
Which was very odd.
And then Florida, they're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Well, they say that, and they said, but like the heat and humidity, especially in the summer, and the bugs, and they're like, it's true for all of Florida, but it seems to be especially true of Orlando. But now, I can see the heat because the center of the state, you're not getting the sea breeze you get on the coast, and it kind of builds up.
Yeah, we have a lot of lakes, still water.
But do we really have more bugs than
I
the
know,
Everglades?
and how can you say that we're hotter than South Florida? I mean, you literally, once you pass that toll plaza in Palm Beach, it goes up 10 degrees.
Yeah, but the thing is with that, here's where I do believe maybe it's hotter internally because you do have that perpetual ocean breeze when you're in Miami. Not about downtown, but I know that. But when you're over on the coast, even on like Daytona and New Smyrna in that area, when you're out there, there's that perpetual breeze that does make it more tolerable.
Oh, yeah, but I don't think that breeze reaches all the way into Opelika. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say both Lake City and Opelika are going to be hot AF.
Yeah, Opelika was the number one.
It was number one, and yet Lake City, which had, 180 crimes per 1,000 residents, came after Orlando?
Yeah. And I've been to almost every one of these cities, by the way. I've never been to Florida City. I've always heard that Florida City, which was on this list high, like up there.
Yeah, it was number 3. It was worse than Opelika, but it was number 3 and came after Orlando with our bugs.
Right, exactly. But I mean, it's the crime rates. And see, these are all based on stats and crime rates. And of course, the high population areas are going to maybe have some more of that stuff. Than Tampa came on that list. I was like, Tampa is like one of the most revered places in all the U.S.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at all the list of places that they say that everyone's moving to. It's Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater. It's that entire area right there.
Yeah. Tampa, Tallahassee, Jacksonville, and Orlando were the biggest cities on the list.
Yeah. I was surprised. I mean, I don't know. I didn't check to see when the video was made.
It came out in the end of last year, 10 months ago.
Okay, I was going to say it has to be fairly recent because I've been reading on the wire for months now about all of the issues with the Duval County superintendent.
Well, yeah.
So those issues that video brought up about the problems with their public schools, I mean, they're like on their 3rd superintendent.
Oh, yeah, they're a mess up.
It's funny because I remember that when I didn't go to Jacksonville much when I lived in Plaquemine, which just for people who don't know, is only just 30 miles or so shy of it, right? So it's not that long. It takes like 35 minutes to get there or whatever, but I never really went there much because there was really nothing to go there for.
Yeah.
But I do remember my parents and other adults talking about what a nightmare it was to negotiate in your vehicle. Like civil engineering wise, it was supposed to be one of the worst designed cities in the state. And of course, they brought that up, the perpetual traffic because of all the way it goes through there, because of the way the river runs through there. I just always know Jacksonville's always kind of been a big, small town.
Kind of like Tallahassee.
Right. It's got a mentality of a town that has a quarter of the people, but it's that big. In Tallahassee, I've only been to a couple of times. I found it to be okay. I wouldn't know about living there or anything. And I know the land around there is beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
So for Orlando,
the airport thing was weird about Tallahassee.
I know.
Orlando landed on the list. They credit the high cost of living.
Yes.
Which we are in. Orlando is in the top 4% of cities in the world.
In the world.
Yeah.
In the world. With its, and their estimator comes $2,226. They figured in the cost of living cost with rent and other expenses. They cite the summer heat. The rent is just under $2,000 for
one person.
For about a 965 square foot apartment.
Yeah, $1,900.
Yeah, and the crime rate is 43.666 crimes per 1,000 people.
Yeah, I think that's increased over the last 10 years.
Yeah,
I mean, when I first started radio in this business, I mean, in this city, it wasn't like this at all. There was never there was never a nightly or daily shooting roundup, in Orlando. But that seems to be
they're
the thing.
taking care of that. They're moving. No more nightlife downtown Orlando. They're washing it out.
Now, the one thing about that list, in regards to Orlando, when I knew they really didn't know about living here, and this is very common for people who do not live here, they hear the word Orlando, and of course,
I thought the same thing.
They think, Disney, Universal, the theme parks and stuff. But what people who don't, I mean, we're not near that stuff.
So we're not inundated with tourists in downtown Orlando. They would love that.
There are no tourists in Orlando.
Yeah.
I mean, in Orlando proper, there are none. It's all locals. When you go past Conroy Windermere Road or Conroy Road down there, which I believe is the separator,
or Sand Lake,
that starts right there at Universal Studios.
Yeah.
Everything past there, you're gonna see a lot of tourists. The iDrive area, the theme park areas. North of that, you're not going to see any tourists. Orlando does not deal with tourists. South Orlando deals with tourists. We do not deal with them.
So right after Orlando came Daytona Beach.
Yeah, that's
right. Yeah.
You can make 1,000 arguments for that, unfortunately.
Well, they were really citing the hassle of Bike Week and the increased crime during Bike Week.
Right, yeah.
That's, they bring on that event. But their crime rate is a little less, 38.65 per 1,000 on the crime rate.
Someone just texted us and said, Florida City has Dade Correctional. I brought a teenager in foster care to visit her mom back in January. It deserves to make your list.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Now, and they also say that if we've driven to the Florida Keys, you've driven through Florida City.
Yeah, and I have driven
only
there
once.
I have driven there once, and I know that I have some friends that lived in Miami that said they would avoid that place pretty frequently. And also West Palm Beach, I've heard. We actually broadcast down there for a while. I mean, it's not a super savory place. West Palm. I mean, you hear Sean talking about it all the time. News junkie Sean, he's from West Palm, and he doesn't talk about it lovingly. It's not.
Now I went down to visit one of the other radio stations down there, and I was looking around. And it's like, oh, this is kind of sleazy.
Yeah. You wouldn't believe that for being Palm Beach.
No, West Palm. Yeah, I kind of thought it was a nicer place, but I guess it has its areas, but. I don't know. And where they put the radio station.
And then to punch a little bit lower here for you people, I know you're listening right now.
Love to do it.
We all laughed at this.
I know you're lit. Now listen, guys.
We all laughed.
This is your friend Jim talking. Now look, sometimes people don't understand about certain places or certain things. They don't understand the separation of certain groups of people or certain areas where you live. But this is one of the reasons people in Cocoa Beach hate being called Cocoa. Because Cocoa was high on the list.
Yeah.
High on the list. Not Cocoa Beach. Cocoa Beach is fine.
But
Cocoa itself, not so fine.
But they kind of conflated the two because
Yes, they did.
They talked about beach life
but
when they were talking about Cocoa.
And those are two completely different communities.
Yeah.
And that's how you knew that the person who narrated it and put this together really came at it from an outsider's perspective.
Yeah.
It was just pure data metrics and rather than personal experience.
And on that data, Coco gets an F for crime.
Yeah.
But what's interesting...
For your F.
Yeah.
If you go outside in Cocoa.
So I watched this, and then I'm like, all right, I was thinking if anything else popped up, I'll find something else. I'm like, no, let me find it. And then I search it. There are dozens of these about Florida, but it's... So you talk about an outsider. Yes, it's someone with a YouTube channel, and they're like, how am I,
I'll just go look at some stats.
They realize these things get content because you can bring up a bunch of other ones about Florida, and it's 10 different cities.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
exactly.
10 different cities. And they can change the state and just do them for every single state.
They could do it for racial diversity.
Yep.
They could do it for income. They could do it for a bunch of things. Crime rates. You could do that for a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I did find this kind of interesting. Two coastal communities that the inner part of the community is not good, which is Cocoa and West Palm. Because the other side of that is Palm Beach.
Yeah.
The other side, across the inlet there, the river there, is West Palm, and that happened twice. So Cocoa and West Palm are both on that list of communities that have a beach community attached to their name, but they aren't part of it.
Yeah, so this video was uploaded September 2023 by Across the Globe, but we do have a link at jimcolbertlive.com where if you go there, you can actually see now the selection for next week. It is we go through our rotation, each of us, we pick something, and then we have a guest join us, and that guest is Angel from the Monsters, who assigned an album for us to listen to.
I knew it was going to be music. Had to be music if it's Angel.
The link is up there. You can listen to the whole thing on YouTube, but it's Hermanos Gutierrez Sonita Cosmico. That's the album name, Sonita Cosmico.
I'll never forgive you.
Hermanos Gutierrez, and he said number 2 is the banger. That's called Low Sun. But there you go. The link is there at jimcolbertlive.com.
So I have to listen to a Spanish album?
I'm not saying it's Spanish.
I bet you said the name is in Spanish.
No, I read the name of the album that Angel said.
Which is in Spanish.
If you say so.
Well, are those words Spanish?
What makes a word Spanish?
Read it again.
Please.
The name of the person is Hermanos, or the group is Hermanos Gutierrez.
Yeah, it's Gutierrez Brothers.
That's the part that makes it Spanish.
Oh.
Or at least some of it. I don't know. Could be Mexican, I guess.
Sonita Cosmico. Los Polos Hermanos.
Tú estás hermoso. Tan hermoso.
Mi pelo es gordo.
Deb's face is the absolute best. The cleaning lady comes in. She's from Ecuador.
Yeah.
And it's funny watching me try to use my Spanglish and watching her lose her mind. Lose her mind. It's the greatest. All right, so we'll check that out. Thanks, Angel. We appreciate
you, Angel.
being involved. That's for next week. We'll all listen to the Hermanos Gutierrez album and then review that.
it.
And then I'll have my choice for you guys.
Butchered it.
Next week.
He gets a bell on that one.
Why did I butcher
Okay,
it?
Gringo.
What did I butcher? I didn't butcher anything.
I think
Come on.
you nailed it.
Jack said it twice, and he said it as like the nerd daddy as you can say it. He's
You cannot even no. Hermanos Gutierrez.
Yeah, you didn't do that the first time. You were rolling 0 R's back in a minute ago. All right, 407-916-1041. Gen Z is experiencing some regret on decisions they've made.
Most of them.
Which ties back into something we talked about earlier. I'll tell you what that is next. Hang on.
What you do that's new, brought to you by Glenn Klossman, KLAUSMANLAW.com. Proudly sponsored since day one by Glenn Klossman, KlossmanLaw.com.
Bye. From the Klossman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Klossman Law, KlossmanLaw.com.
Watch out for an accident on Severin Boulevard, eastbound at I-4. 2 left lanes are blocked there. Authorities are clearing up an accident on the off-ramp from I-4 westbound to Osceola Parkway. And there's an earlier accident on State Road 408 westbound near John Young Parkway. That's off to the right shoulder now. If you see any other traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, we've grown by offering our clients more offices, more lawyers, and recovering more than $20 billion. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
This earful of Rail Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Coming back to Las Vegas, September 20th and 21st, streaming live only on Hulu.
A weekend full of superstar performances.
Tickets are on sale now at AXS.com.
Hey, pool season fanatics, your summer persona is calling. It's time for sun-soaked party scenes at MGM Grand, new luxury cabanas at Bellagio, and sandy beach living at Mandalay Bay. Show off your poolside, only with MGM Rewards. Visit MGMRewards.com for details.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help that often requires only simple maintenance. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello from A1 Garage Door Service. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. Call A1 Garage Door Service today.
A1 from day one.
Finds Torres! Oh, what a strike! What an absolutely ridiculous goal!
Orlando City is heading to the Northeast as the Lions take on New England on Saturday, July 17th at 7:30 p.m. Tune in on FM 96.9 The Game and watch on any device on the Apple TV app. Don't forget to tune in an hour before the match at 6:30 to catch Kickoff -60 airing exclusively on the Lion Nation app.
Sneezing, coughing, stuffy nose, runny nose, postnasal drip, interrupted sleeping. I was groggy at the end of the day.
Allergies and sinus congestion were making Jana miserable. Then, a friend recommended Navage. Navage provides immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Navage helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
Navage gave me instant relief. I didn't have to wait 30 minutes. I didn't have to wait an hour, 90 minutes. I didn't have to wait a minute. I ran the rinse and I felt better.
Stop suffering from congestion and start breathing and feeling your best again with Navage. Navage.
I've had people ask me how I find relief, and I tell them Navage immediately. This thing is amazing.
Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid.
And now another insurance story from
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Wow, I wonder how much all this costs. Shh. Well, it can't be cheap. Do we even have enough for our own you-know-what?
Honey, shh. I heard he bought final expense insurance through the Smart Bunny app.
The Smart Bunny app?
Like on your phone?
I know what an app is.
For the love of all things decent, be quiet.
Get up to $25,000 of lifelong coverage for funeral expenses, debts, and other needs for as little as $14 a month. And no medical exam is required. So hop on the Smart Bunny app now and grab some final expense insurance.
Honey, are you buying the insurance, like, right now?
Time is precious.
So true.
Smart Bunny Insurance.
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Your insurance super app. Insurance is sold by Smart Bunny Insurance Services and underwritten by various companies. Coverage exclusions and limitations may apply.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze.
ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I'm John Morgan, and I'm asking you to stand with me and vote yes on Amendment 3. Amendment 3 will be on your ballot in November, and it will allow adults to possess or safely use marijuana, and that's a very good thing. Amendment 3 will put an end to bad laws that not only cost us millions in law enforcement dollars, but also cost thousands of Floridians their freedom. Nearly 250 years ago, our nation declared our independence. Now it's time for us to declare our independence from laws that demand jail time for simply having or consuming marijuana. Our system of treating adults who consume marijuana as criminals is madness. Join me, John Morgan, in supporting our own Declaration of Independence and vote for the people and vote yes on Amendment 3.
Paid political advertisement paid for by Smart and Safe Florida, 1400 Village Square Boulevard, Suite 3, 321, Tallahassee, Florida, 32312.
The Medal of Honor is the highest military decoration in the United States. Since it was established in 1861, there have been 3,517 people awarded with the medal. I'm Malcolm Gladwell, and our new podcast from Pushkin Industries and iHeartMedia is about those heroes. Listen to Medal of Honor, Stories of Courage on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Medal of Honor, Stories of Courage.
For all your windows and doors, go to FASWD.com. That's FASWD.com.
You can watch radio being made on a daily basis at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Good after morning, Colbert Carew. So, being as someone that lived in Cocoa, just outside of Cocoa Village, not Cocoa Beach, I can 100% see why that would not be a very savory place to live. You cross over US 1 on the mainland, going west. It's pretty slummy out there, I have to say. I will say, Cocoa Village, very nice place to hang out. Not great place to live.
Okay, you guys, you have a listener down here in West Palm Beach. How dare you? Look, I've been to Orlando numerous times. I was born and raised in Florida. And there's a heck of a lot of similarities between OBT and Clematis Street. Okay. They're very similar. Every town has its lousy sections, including West Palm and Orlando. So I'm just saying, come on now.
Yeah, but it's not called Clematis.
Hey, Jimmy. I don't think it was the problem that Jack didn't roll his R's when he said Hermanos Gutierrez. It's that you said Hermanos Gutierrez. So, sorry, buddy. You butchered it.
You shut up.
Thank you.
What do
There's
you know?
nothing wrong with Coco, you son of a bitch. Wait a minute.
Yeah, there is.
Is that why I'm so angry?
It is why you're angry.
We still love you, Eric.
That you have an airplane engine running in your house. All right, 407-916-1041.
That's our AC, and you're not taking it away.
Text us at 77031. Your 4 o'clock keyword is bank, B-A-N-K. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Guys, it's bank. That is your 4 o'clock keyword. Good luck.
Bank, 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 bank.
I am Jim Deb is here. And
Hermanos.
Jack is as well. Hermanos. Hermanos. Gutierrez. That's closer, right?
Los pollos hermanos.
Jack, it's not working. You sound as bad as I do. And by the way,
I said the brother's chicken.
The guy, the West Palm guy, at least our road's not named after your road is named Chlamydia Street. That's basically what you said, right? Chlamydia Street. My God, you can't compare like the worst parts of your town. Like I drive. OBT from like I-4 to Sand Lake Road.
Yeah,
going south is pretty salty. It's pretty tasty. Now, it used to be way, way worse.
Oh, it's actually kind of nice now when you drive OB. I mean, there's lights. There's
they did that cleanup because they had to push the stuff back in the neighborhoods because there for a while you could drive down there and it was Vegas-y. It was it was pretty seedy down there.
Hooker?
Yeah,
not quite sure.
Yeah, pretty seedy down there. I remember when I first moved to Orlando and I would drive down because you couldn't see anything like that where I was from. just open people selling sex and drugs and, strip clubs everywhere. I was fascinated by it.
I had to drive extra for it. I had to drive into New York City to see it.
But yeah, man, it was very interesting. Yeah, that's a pretty bad part of town. I don't even think that's the worst part of town in Orlando anymore.
Oh, no.
I don't even know where that would be. Where's the worst part of town now? Is it still Pine Hills in that area over there? Or
Rosemont?
No, I got to tell you, I think it's that place we talked, All-American in Texas.
Oh, that's
over there behind the outlet malls in that area in Oak Ridge. I think that's one of the places you got to really be kind of very careful. You got to keep your head on a swivel down there. Yeah, Rosemont got pretty bad in that whole area there, and that's one of the rants I went on because they were building some $1 billion shopping thing there. I'm like, look around, guys. Who's going to shop there?
When I lived there, lived off Mustang in Rosemont, you're moving into a dicey neighborhood when the crew from the electric company comes down off the telephone pole to walk over as you're unloading boxes and says, "Hey, don't worry about it. These people don't rob in their own hood. They're going to go into Winter Park in downtown and they're going to come back here, but they don't rob from here."
Oh, my God.
We're like, oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I lived in that area for a while. I lived in actually my first apartment was in that Rosemont area when the golf course was still there. It was pretty nice.
Right off Rose Ave.
Yeah, but man, what's that?
Rosemont.
Yeah. I like that Citizen Kane reference. That's great. But then Pine Hill started kind of taking over Rosemont a little bit, and it just became right before Metro West, it was home invasion capital of Orlando. Then they built Metro West, and that thing became home invasion capital of Orlando.
And I used to love living in Metro West, but then, and I attribute it to just too many apartment complexes, too much of a transient lifestyle. It caters a lot more to younger people. You don't have established homes with young families.
But you got to remember, that's what they planned to do. I mean, that's that Metro West development, if you remember, had the rainbow flag or that multicolored flag that was Mr. Palmer's logo. They were part of that. The Palmers, Mr. Palmer, I believe, was part of that community when it started up, and it was supposed to be that next level upper class, upper middle class, really nice homes with a golf community around it. That's what the plan was. But
didn't turn out that way.
It didn't. I mean, the thing is they couldn't. It was very difficult for them to try to gentrify that area and make it where you're like, oh, I can see myself living there. It was just, it was difficult to do that. They just couldn't do it, and eventually, the
apartment complexes took over.
Yeah, in the neighborhoods, and then when you had when the crash happened in 2008. And they started. Remember when they started flipping apartment complexes into like condos? They did it up and down the road right over here, where near us in Altamont a lot. And that was such a terrible idea. And that's what happened. People went in there, they bought them, they lost value, they just dumped them. And you could drive through there at some points and see entire apartment complex buildings that would have, 40, 50, 60 units in each building, boarded up, every one of them. Not one person, like zombie town stuff driving through there. I haven't been over there in years. I don't know what it looks like now.
Probably just as scary.
And what's scary is it butts up against some of the nicest places in the city. That's actually not far from like Bay Hill and Windermere.
Right. When
you go to that back area. It's right there. But it just didn't make it through.
The texting service is a bunch of texts on where not to live in Florida or Central Florida because it's all, you're talking about sketchy parts of town. Everyone has their own thought on what the most sketchy part of town is.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Yeah. I don't even know where somebody texted... somewhere in Castleberry can be
Black Bottom. I don't even know what that is.
I've never heard of that.
I live next to Castleberry.
Where did you say it was called?
Black Bottom.
Black Bottom and Castleberry can be a war zone. I don't even know what that is.
I lived
never heard of it.
I lived right next to Castleberry for years. I'd never heard of Black Bottom. I don't know what that is.
I don't know either.
And I know Castleberry isn't the nicest part of Orlando, but I didn't know it to be a violent part. I lived there for quite a while and did not have any issues there at all. I mean, when you get into Pine Hills, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. There are some very, very bad places in Pine Hills. I could roll you through there. Orla Vista, there's some pretty bad places there.
Well, people are texting in that.
But I would put Texas Avenue and Rio Grande out there in that Oak Ridge area up there as one of the more dangerous places in Orlando. Paramore's not even as bad as it used to be anymore. Yeah, because Orlando's kind of taking that entire area over there. I mean, the soccer stadium was put up right down there. So, with all that new presence, I guess maybe that crime kind of moved elsewhere. I don't think there are any bad. I mean, Winter Park, no.
Someone just texted and said that Cocoa Beach is very shady.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, there was an Air Force major who kept a lady in the bottle. in the 1960s.
Get out of God almighty, man. All right, 407-916-1041. All right, what do you think that Gen Z is experiencing regret over, guys? And they say that every generation goes through this, but Gen Z is going through it right now, and it seems to be hitting them a little bit harder because of the nature of this.
Moving back in with their parents.
That is such a good guess. It's not it, though, but that is a great guess. It's a little bit more personal than that.
Not using deodorant.
Social media posts.
That's it, man. All of these are great.
That's really good, Dad. They should be regretting that.
I know.
Actually.
Way more personal than that.
Whoa.
Way more personal than...
they're a little more free with their sex. What?
A little more free with the sex. You know, the sex.
the sex.
That was the most grandfatherly moment I've heard. The sex. They're over there just crazy with the sex.
They do the sex.
They do the sex.
All the petting and the petting and the petting.
And the lipstick party.
Pet your dog, not
with
your date.
With the crotches touching and stuff. They do the dance.
More personal than that.
And I bet
piercing, tattoos.
Everyone's the answer. Tattoos is the answer. Every generation, they say, goes through this tattoo regret, right? Now, you would have thought the boomer generation would have been the people who were like going through, World War II, Vietnam, and they got the associated tattoos with those things. That's not it.
But that was still mainly a male-dominated trend.
You're 100% correct.
I mean,
It's not now.
No.
Matter of fact, the person they talk about in this story is a female.
Well, yeah, because now it is nothing to see men and women with full sleeves, arms and legs. So, it's interesting to hear, tattoo regret, because I didn't know anybody that was tattooed. In high school, in college, that was something you did as a merchant marine.
Right, yeah.
That's something you did when you went into the armed services.
Yeah, because when I was a kid,
you were a biker.
When I was a kid, when you wanted to kind of do that, you smoked.
Right.
You just smoked cigarettes. That made you like an adult, or you drank or whatever. You never in a million years
got a tattoo. That said something a whole different level about yourself. You didn't want to tell people.
That's what serial killers get. Or military or truckers
exactly.
or biker gangs, right? Like you were saying.
Like a prison tat.
Right, exactly.
You didn't want to be the girl with the prison tat.
Now, why do you believe that Gen Z specifically is going through this? Because there is an answer to that. There is an answer of why they're going through this tattoo regret. And if you think about it, you can kind of figure it out a little bit. So what if you were...
Because your taste changed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now, what would you...
I mean, if you had Dungeons and Dragons tatted on you when you're 15, 16, and now you're 26 and you're having to tell a date, that's Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. Hello, Kitty.
How about this one? What would it be now? Not D&D, because that was an 80s thing. What would it be right now?
Minecraft.
No.
Yeah.
World of
Warcraft.
World of Warcraft.
You're warm
Video
everywhere.
Games. Yeah.
How about Harry Potter tattoos?
Oh, no.
How about Disney character tattoos? Remember when that whole thing was very big and you get to Disney? How about stamp tramps? Or tramp stamps. Yeah, you get it.
Yeah. I think Disney characters kind of hold up, though, to tell you the truth.
Do they really?
People are lifelong Disney people. It's cult-like.
Yeah, but I don't know if I would. Yeah, I consider myself Gryffindor, even though you think I'm Ravenclaw.
Yeah.
Still wouldn't want to have a tattoo.
Well, this influencer here, this is the one who wrote the story, named Sarah Beth Clark. She spent tens of thousands of dollars on tattoos in her 20s, despite being told by every boomer that she knew, hey, you're going to regret that when you get older, young lady. You're going to regret that when you get older. And, of course, that defiant nature says, well, I'm going to get them even more then. If I'm going to regret it now, old man, I'm going to regret it twice as much, and I'll get twice as much.
Oh,
of course,
so smart.
Now in her mid-30s, she's like, oh, God, they were right. She has a full-color, full-sleeve tat. She wants to be a model. She has a gigantic color tat on her chest. All of this painful removing is what she's in the process of doing now.
And it scars.
And it can scar, depending on how it's done. It can scar. So she talks about this and how older people were right that getting a tattoo was a bad idea. And again, I don't think people are out there going, I regret them, but I know people out there that should.
I don't know. Do you regret the dragon?
Me? Oh, hell yeah.
Why don't you get it removed?
Nah, I don't regret it that much.
I did. Not for the $500 it takes to get it taken off?
Yeah, no, I'm good on it. If anything, I double down and get something done, like have it kind of re-inked or maybe, add something to it.
Yeah, cover
That
it.
and then grow your hair long. Buy one of those day tripper vans and just hit the road, Jack.
It turns out I now have the fewest tattoos in my family. I was the only one with a tattoo, and now I have the fewest tattoos.
Really?
My wife and 3 daughters all have more tattoos than me.
I'm the only person in my family without a tattoo.
Both Chris and I have no tattoos.
By the way, that includes my grandparents. Or my in-laws. I am the only one in my family that does not have a tattoo. Every child of mine has a tattoo, and my in-laws all have tattoos, and my wife has multiple tattoos. I do not have one.
Yeah, same here.
I got to tell you, it's never been my thing, and my wife has wanted me to get a tattoo so bad, and now she's like, it started out with this. We should get our names tattooed. I'm like, I'm not doing that.
That's rule number one.
I'm not going to fall into that stereotype.
Yeah, no doubt.
Get your name tattooed 4 days later. You went up throwing a hammer at me because you're pissed off at me. I'm not doing that, right? So we're not. So this is the latest thing she says. She has a freckle on her shin that is a certain kind of shape or whatever. She goes, you should go get my freckle tattooed on your shin in the same spot.
Oh, that's so cute.
I said, I will give you the chances of that's happening. Carry the 4, divide by pi, it's 0. I'm never, ever, ever doing that. Now, when they say there are 2 stages of tattoo regret, one is immediate regret. In other words, the ink's still not even dry yet, and you're super pissed. Or you get that one tattoo of something you really liked when you were 19, and now when you're 40, it doesn't really add up. You get a Pantera across your neck. It doesn't work like that.
They're saying a lot of the regret over the Harry Potter tattoos is because of J.K. Rowling now and feeling towards her now.
Oh, wow, really?
And her comments about the trans community.
Also, a lot of them are, have you guys seen, do you know what patchwork tattoos are? Have you seen some of the, this is going to make me, I don't really know how to explain this kind of person. The only thing I can explain it like is, have you seen the guys and the girls who are almost like that pinup age, like that 40s?
Oh, yeah.
Tight T-shirt.
Betty Page.
Slick back with a mustache. Kind of Andrew Schultz has a look like that right now, the comedian, where, you're in that.
Well, these look terrible.
The patchwork tattoos are like really rudimentary skulls or unicorns, and there's no rhyme or reason to where it goes or what. They're just like, it's like if stars became tattoos of the sky, and they were just a different. They're just everywhere. Like if you're just doodling on your skin. That's one of the biggest regrets that people have right now are the patchwork tattoos. And they're not. I mean, they're just line drawings. They're not. They're not. There's no color or nothing like that. Do you see what I'm talking about?
I do. I'm looking at the pictures of them.
Well, we worked with a guy once. Yeah, he would just get it. It's like. He kind of allowed himself to be a test subject for a tattoo artist. And because he would get it for free, he let him put on whatever he wanted.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah. You know this cat.
Initials.
DG.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
From years ago?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Can I tell you, I didn't know that cat even had one tattoo.
You might be thinking of a different. It's not Drew Garabo.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, yeah. I don't know who that is then.
Yeah.
I'll be damned.
Sorry. Someone texted us, I have a tramp stamp that says, sorry, I forgot my belt.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Yeah, I'm not going to get one ever. If I do, I'm just going to get a face tat that says Berserker, like right across my forehead. My favorite joke. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. What do we have here? Let's go with this one.
All right.
So, well, I'll tell you what. We'll move on. All right, 407-916-1041. I have a question to ask everybody. These stories only. I have a question to ask everybody, and this is going to be a call-driven thing, but I want to find out something about you personally. We'll do that next.
Oh, boy.
All aboard for Real Yacht Rock Weekends. Every weekend this summer on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Tuesday forecast. And for the rest of the day, we'll expect temperatures to only hover right around the low 90s for highs, with a high of 90 degrees in Orlando. Storm chances will also be on the increase throughout the afternoon hours, especially. These will stick around as we head into the late afternoon and early evening as well. About a 60 to 70% chance of rain can be expected for today. More showers and storms are on the way for the rest of the week. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Get immersed in new worlds and ideas with Audible. Explore an incredible selection of audiobooks, podcasts, and originals, all in one easy app. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
This summer, get a brand new grill at a great price from our friends over at Tools Ace Hardware. Up to $300 off a brand new Traeger grill. That way you can get that beautiful wood-fired flavor when you cook for the family. Maybe you like propane grills. How about up to $150 off a grill from Napoleon? Tools Ace also carries grills and pizza ovens from Big Green Egg, Weber, Rectech, Gosney, and Uni. And I got to tell you, my Uni pizza oven is so much fun to cook with. You can broil, makes a great steak. When you buy a grill from Tools Ace Hardware, you get free assembly and free local delivery on grill purchases $3.99 and up. It's Tools Ace. These guys have 13 convenient locations here in Central Florida, or you can just shop online at acehardware.com. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 40-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term life insurance may only cost you about $100 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-239-1749. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-239-1749. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-239-1749. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. For affordable term life insurance, call 800-239-1749. 800-239-1749 or biglou.com.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt?
I owe the IRS $37,000.
Get ready for a toll-free hotline. Take advantage of new IRS tax forgiveness programs that may protect you from IRS collection agencies. They have the power to garnish your wages, put liens on your property, and levy your bank account. Civic Tax Relief can help protect you from the IRS.
Civic Tax Relief basically represented me against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, I didn't owe the IRS anything.
Find out about the Fresh Start program that is now available through Civic Tax Relief. Civic Tax Relief's special tax hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free.
I would recommend anyone who has a tax problem to contact Civic Tax Relief.
Just call 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803. Don't wait. Call now. 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I occasionally have nerve discomfort in my hands, so the things I love to do
Let's play something, Grandma.
became difficult as I got older.
If you have occasional stabbing and burning in your hands and feet, try Nervive Nerve Relief. Nervive's clinically studied dose of alpha-lipoic acid reduces occasional nerve discomfort in as little as 7 days with continued daily use. Say yes to healthy nerves with Nervive Nerve Relief. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Sunnyside Air Conditioning.
Oh, hi. My air conditioner is blowing hot.
For air conditioners making a funny noise, press 1.
No, it's...
Try to listen to the whole message before making a selection.
Sorry.
For air conditioners blowing cold, but not quite cold enough, press 2.
No, it's blowing hot.
I haven't gotten to that one yet.
Well, can we speed this up?
Don't get grumpy with me, or I'll take you back to the main menu.
No, anything but that. Please don't send me back to the main menu.
Fine, but I'm watching you.
Bet if I'd called Frank Gay, I'd already be getting my problem solved.
But you didn't call Frank Gay. So, what do we do now?
I'm calling Frank Gay.
When your air conditioner is blowing hot, you need a solution now. A helpful operator to guide you, all your options explained, and your problem fixed fast. That's the Frank Gay way.
If you're ready to pull your hair out, press 7.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
You probably don't know this or care, but we have web goals. So go to JimColbertLive.com and look at stuff.
Hey guys, it's been a crazy day. My wife and I and a couple of our friends have been on a road trip adventure. Our favorite used bookstore has 5 locations between Nashville and Mebane, North Carolina. And if you visit all 5 in one day, you get $800 in store credit. Jack Bradshaw, I think you'd like this.
I do.
Because of the value. But it's been nuts. We showed up to the first place at 8 a.m. and there were like 2,000 people there. And it has been an absolute crazy train. Look up McKay's, see what news stories you see.
McKay's.
Wow.
So going to 5 bookstores over in North Carolina.
There you go. All right. 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031.
Used bookstores.
Yeah. I always knew he was a reader.
Yeah. Your 4 o'clock
he sounds smart.
4 o'clock keyword is bank, BANK. Go to realradio.fm. Got a few minutes left to try to win that $1,000. Already had one winner today. The Monsters had one. We can take one as well. Bank is that word. We'll have another one for you at the top of the hour. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb and Jack are here as well. Jack just got some horrible news during the break.
Yeah, he did. I'm so sorry,
Very sad.
Jack.
We are sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
We are sorry.
We thought Jeter would. No.
Oh, man.
That's a terrible.
Dude.
Too soon.
Sorry. Too soon.
Good joke. Sorry, my bad. What happened during the break, Jack?
Well, it started a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago. I got a letter in the mail, and I was pretty excited about it.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't have this same reaction, but me...
I'm in the same boat with you. I think Jimmy is as well.
I am as well.
We all agree.
We're fans.
We are fans.
When we get jury duty.
Oh, yeah.
Been waiting.
Yeah, and so I had to sign up. You're on call for the week,
right?
And it starts on Monday, and the night before they let you know, and on Friday night, and now you're registered. It's different now. I hadn't had to do it in a while.
And this case starts on Thursday, right?
Yeah.
So they would have had to choose you today or tomorrow or whatever?
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure when the case starts.
All right.
Yeah. But when you signed up, now you sign up online, and then they'll text you. So I didn't have to call to check my number.
Oh, wow, that's new.
Yeah, so Friday night, I got a text that I'm not needed on Monday. Monday, I got a text I'm not needed on Tuesday. And I just got a text that my jury service is ended.
Wow, that sucks, buddy.
But then a link
that
I could collect money for work.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you reported for jury duty, go to here to print a work certificate.
Yeah, go ahead and commit fraud for that $34.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Even if I took off, I already told them, I go, you don't need to pay.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, no, I'm good.
Jury duty is like going to an estate sale, kind of. And here's why. Because you're like, oh, come on, give me a good one.
Right, exactly.
Give me a good one. I want to be in here some stupid traffic light infraction, dude. I want to see some carnage. Something's got to happen. I mean, when I walked into the one that guy called for, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, and I knew the guy. Like, immediately when I walked in, that dude turned around. I was like, oh, it's you. And then I sat down, and everybody was looking at me already. They already kind of knew. You see my name on the register. I was the 10th person they talked to, and I knew immediately I was going to be really, to be honest with you, it was so obvious. I was kind of pissed. I had to wait the 40 minutes to an hour for them to formally dismiss me. I could have walked through the door. He'd have just gone, get out of here. And I would have just left. But it wasn't like that. That sucks. I'm dying to make it on a jury.
But I want to because it's important. Because guess what? Any one of us could be facing a jury at some point for whatever reason. You know, we'd like to think, oh, no, it will never happen to me. But sometimes you just don't know.
Right.
However, and who's going to be in that jury? You don't want it for, everyone who's been trying to get out of it. You want respectable. And look, both of you want to be on a jury.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't mind having one of you on my jury.
Let me ask you a question.
Which one?
Depending on the crime, right?
No. Mr. No Empathy.
Now, let me ask you, this will be 12 jurors, theoretically. I know that there are...
I think it's 6 on a lot of the smaller ones. Yeah.
You have 4-person written all over you, by the way.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Would you do that?
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't know. I don't think
Do
I'd
you get a hat? I want a hat.
I think it's a T-shirt.
Hat, like Foreman.
Yeah, you're like a
Foreman hat.
Yeah, I think you get a T-shirt that says "I was picked for a jury," and all I got was a stupid T-shirt.
There you go. I'm with stupid.
Let's go. Let's do this.
I would be like, "Who farted all day long?" I would have a collection of them. I would make that attorney stare at me. Yeah, man, I would love to be on a jury. I had 2 opportunities to be on one, and 2 of the craziest things happened. I knew both of the defendants, or not the defendant. I knew the family involved with the first case, and then knew the actual defendant in the second case. So I've small worlded myself out of a jury experience. But I would, what I want to experience. Sure, you want to hear the case getting argued, but you want to go in that jury room. I want to see what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to hear if anyone's been on a jury that actually had to go and argue a case in the audience. I would love to hear about that. I wonder if it's as contentious as you think it is.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because here's what happens, right? Especially with the juries and the cases that are going to go a long period of time. I mean, you're out of work.
In some cases.
You're out of work in those cases. You can't, some of those, well, I would think most of them, right? You get there at like 9 o'clock in the morning. They're arguing the case until like 2 or 3 in the afternoon, theoretically.
Mm-hmm. Well, if it's a traffic camera infraction or something, you might just spend a day. However, if it's a murder trial, you could be in there for weeks.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, let's go.
If you got picked to be on one of those, for one thing, you're going to lose money. You're going to lose your ass because it really is only what? It's like $12 an hour or something you get paid, or a certain daily thing, like $35 a day or something.
It's not a lot, but you can file. There's links and ways to file for hardship. I had to do that. I had to get out of it, opt out of it when I was still commuting from Melbourne, going to school and commuting to Maitland and doing that whole thing because I just, that with a wife and new baby, I was like, I can't.
Right, yeah, you can't do that.
I can't do this now.
Did they ask you a bunch of questions about that? Because when I was in the last jury pool for the one I got dismissed on Ben's jury or whatever, they came out, because there was a pretty big jury pool for that case. That entire room in Seminole County was full. There had to be a couple hundred people there. And they came out and said, are there any hardship claims? And out of those people, I think maybe only 4 stood up and said they had a hardship claim, and they didn't even get to fill out the paperwork. They made them say it right there.
Yeah.
Like, what's your hardship? Well, my mother's sick, and I am her caretaker. All right, come up. And one guy said, I got to fly to New York for business in 2 days. They're like, no, you're out. You have to change your flight. That does not gel. It had to be something like severe. It couldn't be like, like a birthday party or a business meeting. And they don't really care about that.
Well, they shouldn't.
Well, you can do it when you first get the notice. You submit it right away. And, that's how I got out at one time. And it was offered this time. They're like, if you have any problems with the state, please, reach out to the clerk and blah, blah, blah. But I was like, let's go.
Have you ever heard of anybody, you always say that, I stand up in court or I stand up and say something very racist or something that would get you immediately ejected. But you can't do that. That's a myth. That's your trouble. That's bad news.
Yeah. It's a bad look, too.
Yeah, it's a terrible look. Yeah, you don't want to yell at racist stuff. You just got a jury.
That's like a regular weekend for you.
Hey, remember that young woman who was on that case he was just recently resentenced to death, and she wanted to go home.
Okafor?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bestman Okafor. And she said to the other jurors, I'm going to. I'll mistrial this biatch before I sit here another day.
And that was where I was going with that. You get on one of these cases, and you're in there in that jury pool, and you have one person saying, look, man, I don't think they did it. I don't think they did it. And everybody else is overwhelmingly like, yeah, they definitely did it. And this person's like, and then that person's the holdout. And you're in there, and that person's keeping you from seeing your kids all day. That person's keeping you from doing your job. You're going into debt. You're missing appointments because this person can't get it. I would love to be in there when it gets really contentious. Really contentious. I don't want to be over that. I just want to watch
it. Typical.
All right, I'm going to ask this quick question. We'll come back. We'll take some calls on this. Where in your life do you have the biggest juice? Do you know what I mean by that? Like, what's your juice in life? In other words, what can you do or what can you provide that's kind of rare, Do you know what I mean by that? Like if you know somebody that you're like, hey, I know this person that can get you into here, or I know a guy that can get you a great deal here, or I know this. What is your juice, Jack? What do you think that is?
Getting my daughter concert tickets.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. That was my juice for a while as well.
Yeah, and I only do it at the mercy of our promo department.
Right. There for a while, I could get a good seat at a restaurant on a phone call when I was doing the primetime kitchen thing. A lot of the people who own these restaurants knew who I was.
Yeah.
So when I wanted a reservation, I could just text them and say, hey, can you get me in at like 7 o'clock? And I could do that pretty easily with almost any size crowd, with the exception of like 10 people. But I could take 5 or 6 people out to eat pretty much anytime I wanted. I like that.
Days.
Yeah. What's your juice?
Oh, it would have been the same thing, trying to get someone tickets to something.
But nothing out there in Mount Dora?
Well, I'm certainly not going to talk about it. Part of your juice is keeping your mouth shut.
Well, sometimes.
Okay, well, you go ahead and spill your juice.
I'm going to find out what yours is during the break. I'm going to abuse it.
You're not. I have a spot.
All right, 407-916-1041. Take a little break, come back, and you get a new keyword right at the top of the hour.
Freshy.
When you get that, go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Watch out for an accident on Severin Boulevard, eastbound at I-4. 2 left lanes are blocked there. Authorities are clearing up an accident on the off-ramp from I-4 westbound to Osceola Parkway. And there's an earlier accident on State Road 408 westbound near John Young Parkway. That's off to the right shoulder now. If you see any other traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, we've grown by offering our clients more offices, more lawyers, and recovering more than $20 billion. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
The Florida Hometown Heroes Program for Down Payment Assistance has been funded with $100 million as of July 1st. Now, this gives all eligible first-time home buyers, or if you've not owned a home for the past 3 years, and all veterans and active duty military, you may be eligible for down payment assistance funds up to $35,000. No, this is not a joke, and this is not a scam. Find out today if you're eligible for this money by starting your pre-approval application at thatmortgageguyDon.com. Do not wait too long. Last year, the $100 million program was funded in July, and the money was given out by December. It's peace of mind at your fingertips, so don't miss the boat. Go to thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Summer is here.
Things are heating up. Literally.
Need help paying that AC bill? Well, Real Radio is giving you a chance to win $1,000 by putting $1,000 in your hand. You know the deal with our national contest. We'll give you a keyword at the top of every hour from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., and all you have to do is enter it on our website at realradio.fm for your chance to win. 13 chances every weekday, blah, blah, blah. We want you to win, so if you get a call, make sure you answer your phone, because that's the key to winning. This contest is brought to you locally by Mills Air.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
This July, celebrate America's independence with a fresh view from Renewal by Andersen. Hi, this is Chelsea. Right now, buy any 4 windows or patio doors and get the 5th free. Plus, enjoy 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. Our custom-built, energy-efficient windows and doors will enhance the beauty and value of your home. Visit rbafla.com to schedule your complimentary design consultation. Renewal by Andersen, official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Restrictions apply. License number CGC 1527613. Visit rbafla.com for details.
Hey, Leesburg, get ready for an evening of fun and excitement this Friday from 5 to 8 p.m. Join us at Town Square for live music featuring the incredible Francesca T. But that's not all. Experience the magic of our evening market on 5th Street. Browse unique finds and tasty treats. Grab a drink, ice cream, or savory snack from one of our downtown establishments as you stroll and discover Leesburg. Mark your calendars for this Friday. Discover Leesburg. Go to Leesburg Special Events on Facebook for more info.
Worried about buying or selling your home? Don't be. The Nickley Group with Keller Williams Realty does real estate differently, with buying and selling solutions faster than you could say, more tape? Nationally ranked and locally loved, TNG sells homes 2 times faster for an average of over 20,000 more. So ditch the stress ball. Check out the Nickley Group's over 3,000 5-star reviews. Get a guaranteed cash offer for your home today. Visit thenickleyGroup.com.
Want to win a free motorcycle? I'm Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, and I'm giving away a free motorcycle valued up to $20,000. All you have to do is go to bikerswinorlando.com. That's bikerswinorlando.com. Enter today at bikerswinorlando.com.
Considering buying a lab-grown diamond versus a natural diamond? IDC owner Keith LeClaire says, be careful. These machine-made diamonds are being mass-produced, and the value appears to be dropping fast.
If they can create 130 carats per machine per day, and you've got 5,000 people that are growing at that level, do you know how much is already stockpiled? You're talking about millions of carats. Now you're talking about a product that was $5,000 just 3 years ago is now down to almost zero.
So when trying to choose between a natural diamond and a lab-grown diamond, proceed with caution.
Why would you put your money in something that devalues faster than food you eat?
Before you propose, come to International Diamond Center and get the facts about diamonds from our non-commissioned experts. Learn how diamonds are priced and graded on the world market and educate yourself on the latest trend of lab-grown diamonds.
I want people to know that IDC is about protecting them.
International Diamond Center, 4 Orlando locations, and always at shopidc.com.
My wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way, literally clear the way for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window, and we would like to manufacture and install your windows. Every single New South window is custom manufactured just for your home. Now you can buy 2 windows and get the 3rd absolutely free.
Call 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS or visit newsouthwindow.com.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, BILLS. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Hey, so apparently Facebook is still a thing. Search gym members and join our group.
Jim Colbert Show, it's Concrete Mike. So my father was on a high-profile murder case in upstate New York, and I remember I was a child, but I did not see him for 2 weeks. They were in deliberation for, I believe, 3 or 4 days, even after the trial was done. Yeah, I won't forget that, and I hope I never have to do anything like that. Had to have been terrible.
Oh, Jimmy, you guys are just like me. I always wanted to be on a jury. I just got picked about 6 months ago to serve on a federal jury for about 8 days. It was great. I made tons of money. And the jury room was awesome because the judge's wife kept us filled up with cookies.
Damn, really? That's awesome. I didn't know there were perks like that.
I didn't know.
Yeah, I know.
That's that judge's juice. He's got a wife that makes cookies. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Your 5 o'clock keyword is bills, BILLS. Go to realradio.fm and send that off for your chance at $1,000. Had a winner this morning with the Monsters. Let's get another with the Jim Colbert Show using the word bills. Again, just go to realradio.fm, send it off, and then answer your phone when it calls in the next hour or so. That's how they tell you you've won.
Just think, Jack, you normally has to give a pint of blood to get a couple of free cookies.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I'm due. I got to go this Saturday. I would have
Really?
gone last Saturday, but I was out of town.
They need you.
Yeah.
They need you.
Also, guys, we haven't said it in a while, but if you would, I think this is the last week of the voting for Orlando Weekly's Best of Orlando.
Yes.
We are nominated in a few categories. If you want to give there and vote for us, and then vote for all the stuff at Real Radio, that'd be great.
Mm-hmm. Best radio voice.
Yes.
Good luck, Jack Bradshaw.
Exactly.
Thank you. I'm a write-in.
That's OrlandoWeekly.com, the Best of Orlando's. I think that thing ends on Sunday. So get over there and give us some votes, please.
Give us some love.
All right, 407-916-1041. I'm Jim, Deb, and Jack are here as well. Yeah, the jury thing, as I thought about it during the break, I was like, man, that would be the greatest. And I wonder if he was saying the federal jury. I don't know if I'd want to be in a federal jury.
My wife got called for one.
For a federal jury?
Yeah, and
Really?
you have to go to Orlando to the federal courthouse. It's
Right.
right there by the Kia Center.
It is.
But
What was the case? Was it,
she didn't.
She never got picked?
Didn't get that far. I think she got bounced.
or he got settled?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times as they pick the jury, I've heard about this as well, as they pick the jury, that's kind of a leverage thing that, as it gets that close, maybe the DA offer a deal or something and the person will say, no. And then as the jury's picked, they're like, okay, it's serious now.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll take that deal a little bit. I've actually had a friend that made it all the way down to that. And right before they were about to enter the jury, they came out and said, look, the defendant made a deal. You're dismissed. And they went through the whole process, walked out, and it was all done.
And I'm like, no fair.
Yeah,
I know.
What went through all of that stuff?
I want to judge something.
Yeah. And do you have to dress nice when you're in a jury?
You should.
Yeah,
You
I
should
would
show
do it.
respect for the courts.
But like no T-shirts, right?
Of course
and
not.
no
A
shorts.
collared shirt.
Yeah, I would say minimum a collared shirt.
You'd probably, I don't think, would need to have a tie, but closed-toed shoes for both men and women.
Yeah,
Socks, no shorts.
Jeans minimum.
I like reasonable Deb. She's right.
And no shorts. I don't think you could do it in shorts.
I don't think you should.
Do they allow you to do it in shorts?
I don't believe so. And you have to remember, too, if anyone's ever, gone to jury duty, they keep those places cold
freezing cold.
AF.
Right. Yeah. Because I remember somebody was
They need to
complaining
keep
about
you awake.
Somebody was complaining about during the Trump trial.
Right. He was complaining about
how cold it was in the courtroom. And I would guess you have a bunch of people in there breathing and stuff. That it doesn't take long for it to get very hot. But I wouldn't want to be on a drug trial.
No, because you're scared of retribution.
Yeah, I would not want
all
to
the
be
money behind it. Mafia, right?
You would not want to be on a major cartel or
anything organized crime.
Yeah, nothing organized. I would not want to be part of that at all. I would ask right up front: are any of these notable names part of this? I would run that list.
And they're like, no, but can we have that list?
Right. Yeah, I don't want to be part of any of the Mexican cartels. I don't want them because they know. Listen, there is no not knowing. They know, look. They can say, "Look, we'll keep you completely anonymous. They'll never know who's on this jury. They're going to know who's on the jury."
Yeah.
Trust me when I tell you, they have people everywhere. They're going to know. I'd be like, you know what? You guys do your business in Mexico. I'll be over here in Florida if you need me. I don't want to get involved with any of that.
What about a serial killer? What if you could have been on Ted Bundy's jury?
See, that would be and again, it sounds so morbid because unfortunately to be in that situation, something very dire had to happen. People had to lose their lives. So I would never revel in it.
No, but the chance to serve him justice for what he did to all those victims across the country.
But the interest of that would be overwhelming. Like it would be overwhelming to be, even the one case I almost got chosen for was crazy because you would have wanted that retribution. It was that child molestation case. And it just so happened, for people who haven't heard the story, I lived in a house, moved out of it. 12 years later, I get called for jury duty. The family that bought my house had a daughter, and that daughter was molested by somebody in the neighborhood that we used to live in. So when I walked into the jury and they asked me if there's any reason I can't serve on the jury because they go one by one and do that, and I said, yeah. It just so happens that I told the story and the judge was like flabbergasted. He goes, wow, what a small world. And the guy even turned around and kind of gave me a little wave, the father of the person. And they had the defendant in the court as well. And you don't ever want to jeopardize something happening later down the road.
You don't want to be the cause of a mistrial.
You don't want to be the cause of a mistrial, especially on somebody like that. But I was so close to going, nah, man, I think we're good. I think we're cool. And then, go in there and just drop the hammer on him. He got convicted either way. It wouldn't have taken my mind, but he got it pretty bad.
I almost got picked for a jury. It was a young man who was caught by a young teenager's parents while he was sexually assaulting her. Apparently had plied her with alcohol.
Oh, no.
And the parents walked in on him assaulting her.
And he made it to a jury, did he?
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was still working for our sister station, XL.
Right.
And had worked with a lot of rape crisis groups and stuff and asked to be called up to the bench. And I said, I work with a lot of rape crisis groups, and I don't think I could be impartial. And the defense, the prosecutor, and the judge said, yeah, we know. We all listen.
Yeah, oh, wow,
and it
really?
was like, okay, good. So then I need to not be in the room with this guy.
And to be honest with you, that's the best possible thing you could do. You
gotta be honest.
You have to be honest, and I'm sure the judge and both attorneys are pretty thankful that you were, because nobody wants to have to deal with that after the fact. And of course, if you're defending somebody like that, you're going to look for any opening.
Well, and you can cause some real problems for yourself. We joked earlier, not joked, but mentioned the young lady who was on the jury for Besman Okafor, who was once again facing the death penalty for a home invasion shooting. And, when she said, no, I want to go home and I don't want to do this anymore, so I'm just going to cause a mistrial, not realizing how much money that costs the state, how much money and time it cost the courts.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
And that's why her ass was put in jail for a couple of days, because you cannot not take it seriously.
Yeah, once you're in there.
Yes,
once you're in there. And like Jack said, within reason, they give you an opportunity to get the blank out of it. They really do. They give you an opportunity to go, look, I don't believe I can do this, blah, 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 blah. I don't, whatever,
It's one of the foundations of the very system of which we live, is that we're judged by our peers.
Yeah. Which is scary as hell, by the way.
It is, but
some of them are pretty dumb. I would think that would be the most terrifying thing in the world. If I was a defendant in a case like that, and I was innocent, but the evidence looked bad, which happens all the time, right?
Yeah.
And I walked in and I scanned that jury box and I saw a bunch of people up there that I knew. I was like, oh, God. How many graduates do we have here today? Yeah, okay.
I think
how many? I'm not saying that if you don't have any formal intellect, you can't make a decision based on logic and stuff. But man, I just want the most discerning people on that jury.
One of the most fascinating scenes I've ever seen of voir dire was Keanu Reeves in Devil's Advocate, when I
haven't seen that in years.
Oh, you need to rewatch it, because he and the other attorneys, who are so much more seasoned New York attorneys, this Keanu Reeves guy just came out of Gainesville, Georgia, right? Still wears cowboy boots to court. They want to pick certain jurors, and he's like, no. What you see as a young black man, what I see as a man who just shined his shoes before he came into the courtroom. And that little church lady that you think is so sweet and would be so nice, she has vengeance in her eyes. She wants to punish someone. That person over there makes their own clothes. The ability to read past what you're seeing, and kind of like we talked about yesterday with Ray Tremblay
just
from
thinking that very
TK
thing.
Law.
Yeah, that body language, the way you dress, everything like that tells the story, right?
And after being in any industry for a few years, you're able to get past the minutia of the obvious and get down into that nitty gritty. But definitely a good lawyer film. If you want to check it out, go watch an oldie but a goodie.
The problem is I can't watch any movie with Keanu Reeves.
You can Devil's Advocate, because it's got Al Pacino as the devil.
John Wick? I finally watched the first John Wick. I've only seen the one.
This is a hot take.
Bill and Ted?
This is a hot take.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I personally believe that Keanu Reeves is the highest paid worst actor in Hollywood, and he has been his entire career. He is an awful actor. But because he is very energetic, he has a cool vibe about him, he is supposed to be one of the coolest, nicest, most genuine people on the planet, but that guy cannot act. He is a terrible actor, and I do not understand how that guy's career exists. I really, truthfully do not get it. How Keanu Reeves has an acting career. He is awful. He's an awful actor. Tell me his standout performance, where that guy wooed you with dialogue or the ability to move you emotionally.
It might be Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. It might be.
That's probably the most convincing role he's ever had.
Yeah.
That guy is by far the most famous, worst actor ever. Ever. Even worse than Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, no. I
Even
can't.
worse than the big action stars, and a lot of them could not act. Stallone, whatever. I mean,
Seagal.
terrible actors. Keanu Reeves is by far the most famous, most successful, worst actor ever. So I don't watch anything with him. Because when he ruined Dracula, the one with Gary Oldman, the best Dracula ever, when he ruined that movie with that god-awful accent he tried to pull off, I'm like, who put this guy in this movie?
You've seen The
Ryder
Matrix,
was just
right?
as bad.
Yeah, but he doesn't do anything in The Matrix.
Oh, so now he didn't do anything, so the movie can still be good.
He shoots and bends. He doesn't give me any dialogue. He doesn't give me any... I mean, he's not acting. It's not acting. He's awful. Do you have somebody on that list? Who do you think the most famous bad actor is?
Ooh.
Who is the most famous bad actor? The most famous, most successful bad actor?
I don't know. You got to come back to me on this.
Well,
I got to think about this.
What about, it could be male or female, by the way.
Yeah.
Jeb, most successful, famous, terrible actor that they do not deserve. But who do you think it is?
Well, I don't know. It's going to take some time.
Yeah. Well, think about it during the break, okay? Because I'm telling you, that guy is the worst. I would dare anybody to give me an actor that's made more money and more giant movies than Keanu Reeves, who is a worse actor than Keanu Reeves. I would take that all day long.
Someone said Nick Cage, Kevin
Cage
Costner.
is a wonderful actor. Multiple Oscar nominations for this guy. Multiple.
He was good in Pig. See Pig?
Yeah.
Did you see Pig?
Yes, I did see Pig.
All right.
It was a pretty good movie. A little over the top for him, but I mean, Raising Arizona.
Oh.
There's a number of them.
Oink, oink.
Yeah.
Oh.
Leaving Las Vegas. Amazing movie.
I didn't know. I figured they would have filmed part of the in Gainesville.
Yeah.
At Dirty Nellie's Pub.
Oh, yeah.
I like the name of that.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. Most famous, successful, terrible actor out there.
This is a great list because people are texting in now.
Keanu Reeves is by far the worst. I'll take your phone calls as well. We'll do that next.
Real radio is the news junkie.
People are mourning the end of the vehicle. First, it was the muscle car dying, and now it's gas-powered vehicles, at least in California by 2035. Here's what you got to think if you're like, well, that's just California. We're free in Florida. We ain't going to do that here. Kiss my ass. If you I didn't mean to get so aggressive.
The News Junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Watch out for an accident on Severin Boulevard, eastbound at I-4. 2 left lanes are blocked there. Authorities are clearing up an accident on the off-ramp from I-4 westbound to Osceola Parkway. And there's an earlier accident on State Road 408 westbound near John Young Parkway. That's off to the right shoulder now. If you see any other traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, we've grown by offering our clients more offices, more lawyers, and recovering more than $20 billion. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
This July, celebrate America's independence with a fresh view from Renewal by Andersen. Free yourself from those single-pane aluminum windows, not to mention your weathered front door, with the latest designs from Renewal by Andersen. Their custom-built, energy-efficient windows and doors will enhance the beauty and value of your home and also increase your comfort by keeping that heat and humidity out and the noise, too. That's because their unique Fibrex material combines both elegance and resilience, offering you double the strength of traditional vinyl. Right now, buy any 4 windows or patio doors and get the 5th free. Plus, enjoy 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. Don't miss this limited time offer. Visit rbafla.com to schedule your free consultation today. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring experienced window and door installers. Celebrate freedom and comfort with Renewal by Andersen, official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613.
Another insurance story from
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Funerals are expensive. Do we have enough for ours?
Yeah, I bought Smart Bunny final expense insurance.
Get up to $25,000 coverage for funeral expenses and other needs for as little as $14 a month. Hop on the Smart Bunny app now for final expense insurance. Smart Bunny Insurance.
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Your insurance super app. Insurance is sold by Smart Bunny Insurance Services and underwritten by various companies. Coverage exclusions and limitations may apply.
Jim Colbert Show question of the day today can be found in two places. As always, it's in our YouTube chat. You go to YouTube, search Jim Colbert Show. You can vote there. But also, we threw it up on Instagram today. Real Radio 1041 on Instagram in the story. Take a vote. We'll get all the results at the end of the program. Today's question of the day is brought to you by the Home Builders Network. For years, you've heard us talk about Mike and his great team at the Home Builders Network. This is who you need to reach out to when you need a new roof, new windows, or doors. The Home Builders Network, nominated by Orlando's Best for Best Windows and Doors. Also, a Best of Florida nominee for Best Roofing Contractor. What is it you need done around your home? For me, it was a roof and gutters with covers a year ago, and man, he did a great job. But those, listen, I'm not lying. 2 years ago, every couple of months, I was climbing a ladder to clean out those gutters. I haven't had to do that in a year and a half now, thanks to Mike the Home Builder and the Home Builders Network. Contact him at hbnusa.com. Use someone local, someone who lives in our community, and someone who's been connected to this radio station for well over a decade. That's Mike, and it's the Home Builders Network. You connect with them at hbnusa.com.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centomoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
You know the biggest hassle with selling your home with the Nickley Group? Figuring out where to put the sofa in your new home, because your old home won't be on the market for long. TNG listings sell 2 times faster and for an average of 6% more. Why wait around hoping your home will sell in time for you to move into your new place? Trust the experts at the Nickley Group with Keller Williams Realty to get your home listed, shown, and sold. Get a guaranteed cash offer on your home today at thenickley.group.com.
It's one thing to suffer from allergies as an adult, but it's really tough on kids, running around with sniffles or stuffy nose during recess or practice. Not to mention it's hard to concentrate in school when you're not feeling well. And then you feel bad because you forgot to give them their allergy meds before they left. All of that can be a thing of the past, thanks to Aspire Allergy and Sinus. They've helped thousands, including children, with their kid-friendly allergy testing and pain-free allergy drops. Schedule your appointment today while the kids are out of school. Go to aspireallergy.com. That's aspireallergy.com.
Being careful these days with your budget doesn't mean you have to settle for inferior quality jewelry at a mall store.
If you're used to shopping in malls and never been into an IDC before, I want to personally invite you in.
International Diamond Center owner Keith LeClaire.
We've got something for everybody. It doesn't matter your budget. It doesn't matter if you need financing. We'll make it happen.
As a manufacturing jeweler, IDC is able to cut out the middleman.
Our diamond bracelets, we buy the bracelet, we buy the diamonds, we assemble it. Our diamond bands, we buy the mounting, we buy the diamonds, we assemble it. So you're cutting out all that 40% that's in the middle for these manufacturers.
And that's for superior quality jewelry with free service for life.
When you come into IDC, you're going to get better quality for less, period.
International Diamond Center.
The one thing I'll guarantee you is you will make a big financial mistake if you don't shop IDC.
4 Orlando locations, or visit us online at shopidc.com.
Don't let spring allergies make you miserable. Try the quick, drug-free solution trusted by over 4 million people, Navage. Only Navage uses suction to flush out your sinuses using refreshing saline, helping you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. And here's even better news. Navage is now available at your local Sam's Club in a great new value pack. It's everything you need to start breathing better immediately at Sam's guaranteed best price. Navage, Navage. Breathe easy.
2 guys, 5 rings.
Yes.
One essential podcast for the 2024 Paris Olympics. Bowen Yang and Matt Rogers host a new podcast that's all about the athletes.
You gotta get your head in the game, as Zac Efron once said.
And the culture.
Not French.
Well,
no association with the nation of France. But you did live in Montreal.
Of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Listen to 2 Guys, 5 Rings on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app, search 2 Guys, 5 Rings, and start listening.
It's
almost here. Team USA is headed to Paris, and iHeartRadio is the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. It's the only way to listen to exclusive NBC play-by-play action of the games, plus NBC's top Olympic moments and live hourly updates from Paris. Bring the Summer Games with you everywhere you go. Download the free iHeart app now and enable push notifications for live updates from Paris. Only on iHeartRadio, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one.
Want more from us? At The Jim Colbert Show on Instagram. Follow us.
Kevin Costner is the worst. Dances with Wolves, totally unbelievable. I don't know what this new movie's about. Kevin Costner, he looks good, but he cannot act. I'm sorry.
Wow, I disagree with that.
Dude, making fun of my acting ability. Not cool. Not cool.
Come on, man. You're going to put Costner out there with JFK in Field of Dreams? Give me a break. Costner holds his own.
Yeah.
And, and he was a star, but he was never like one of these big action stars like we're talking about. Costner held his own in almost every role he had. I got no problem with Costner.
His problem he won the Oscar for directing Dances with Wolves.
Yeah.
And that won, I think it won Best Picture as well because he was criticized for that being too long.
And it was a great movie, by the way.
But his new one
is getting its ass kicked.
Yeah, he's going to get his ass kicked. It's
his own money.
Yeah, it's his own money.
Well, a good chunk of it is
$30 million.
He sold that ranch to get it, right?
But he has it planned out to be 4 total movies.
Yeah.
Oh.
Each over like 3 some hours.
Yeah. Good luck.
Buddy.
I don't know if those epics work anymore like that.
You need an editor.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Bills is your 5 o'clock keyword, BILLS. Go to realradio.fm and send that off. Maybe you can win that $1,000 like our friend Michael this morning with the Monsters in the Morning. We'll keep it going for 3 more weeks. So Bills, guys, use that one to go to realradio.fm. Send it away, and, of course, keep your phone near and answer it if it rings, even if you don't recognize the number, because that, my friends, is how they tell you you've won. I am Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Check is here as well.
Yo.
Keanu Reeves. Let's see. The best movie. I was just scanning Keanu Reeves' movies, and this kind of came up a second ago. I think he's the most famous, successful actor that's terrible. He's the most successful, terrible actor. I will tell you, Larry just hit me with this in the hallway. His best movie. What do you think it is?
Point Break?
That actually isn't bad, but it's still kind of corny. But I think his best movie was Speed.
Oh, yeah.
I think his best movie is Speed. I think that's
John Wick, he gets a lot of
good
love
Matrix,
with.
The first Matrix.
Oh, yeah.
But he doesn't really, again, he doesn't act. He was in Dangerous Liaisons, which is a John Malkovich and I believe Glenn Close movie.
That movie.
A really good movie.
Uma Thurman.
Yeah, he was like he had a part in it, was okay, but he kind of fit that. It wasn't terrible, but he does that kind of stoner voice all the time, and he can't get away from it. And there was another one here. Hold on. Bill and Ted's came out in 90. Point Break came out in 91. Dracula came out in 92, and he was in Much Ado About Nothing as well.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
That was another big Oscar-winning movie, was it not? In 93, Much Ado About Nothing. I think it was in the running for Oscars. But there was the other one here. Devil's Advocate wasn't terrible. But, man, he has made some stinkers. Good Lord of mercy.
We got a lot of texts, and there's one as soon as I saw it, I go, oh, yes, that is one. That is my winner.
So what we're talking about is the most famous, successful, terrible actor. I think it's Keanu Reeves. Who do you think it is? Or who do they suggest?
I have it really narrowed down to 2. One is Steven Seagal.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. But he's, again.
He was in 2 good movies. His first one, Above the Law.
Executive Decision.
Well, yes.
He
was in the first couple minutes and refused to come out of his trailer because he dies in the movie. And John Leguizamo tells the story.
Oh, it is great.
About how my fans have never seen me die in the movie. I don't know if I can do this.
Yeah.
You know?
And he talked about how intolerable he was. Did you hear that whole story about when he came on the scene?
Under Siege, the one on the ship was good.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
That was the one that when he walked onto the set, he basically looked at the director and all the other actors and said, hey, look, I'm here, so now you pay attention to what I do. Like he had that kind of thing. Of course, now he's coloring his hair black and lives in Russia.
Oh, they couldn't be any luckier.
Yeah, they couldn't have. Did you ever think of one, Deb?
I did. I go with Steven Seagal, and then for females, Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, that's a good one.
She just needs to stick to music.
She is bad. She's a bad actress.
Just like a Madonna. They
Like
can't get out of their own selves to really take on another character.
It's their own fault because they're too famous as something else.
Right.
I think there's a bigger one. There's a bigger name, and I agree with this completely.
Really?
John Wayne.
Well, he was not a good actor. He was just...
Yeah, let's stop for a second.
Uh-oh.
Let's
Pop gonna lose his mind?
Let's stop the show for a second. And I'm going to give you, it's 5:30 right, 3, 2, it's 5:30 right now.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to give you a good solid minute to take that back. That's John Wayne.
Yeah, exactly.
It's John Wayne.
He's a name.
That's the Duke.
Yeah, and he was big when there was no one else like him, and now you
Are
look
you
back.
kidding? He was making movies in the days of Humphrey Bogart and all those guys.
He's a horrible actor.
He was. How do you even say that?
Have you seen any of his movies?
I've seen most of his movies, and oddly enough, one of the favorite movies of his is when he's a detective. It's called like McClintock or something like that.
Yeah.
Like that was one of his best movies. What is even a Western?
Yeah.
True Grit, dude. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, the good one is when they remade it.
No, they made it, but they remade it because John Wayne was so good in the first one. They're like, this needs to live on. So they did it with some new people.
I'm not sure that's how they do that.
Yeah, I think that's how they did it. Somebody said Kevin Bacon. That's a coin flip for me on Kevin Bacon.
Now, here's the deal. I saw a movie last night with Kevin Bacon, and I'm like, I've seen Kevin Bacon be better.
Yeah. And
the new Beverly Hills Cop movie.
And exactly. Yeah. And the thing is with Kevin Bacon is what a lot of people are saying on the texting service with some other people. Like they just kind of, it's hard for them. Like there are only so many Gary Oldmans or Daniel Day-Lewis's where their face is like, like an empty canvas. Like they can take on anything and you just automatically believe it. These other people come in and it's just not like that. You're trying to force a turd.
Yeah.
No, it's the truth. I mean, like, you remember 9 to 5?
Yes. Love that movie. Just watched it this last weekend.
Yeah, but I mean, when you see Dolly Parton, you don't go, oh, there's a buxom blonde working in an office. You go, oh, there's Dolly Parton acting.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it's not even her fault.
Well, yeah, some people, you have, leading actors and you have character actors.
Yeah. Somebody just called you a communist for your John Wayne comment.
No, but he was.
I kind of believe that.
Yeah.
He wasn't. Get out of here.
Oh, yeah.
You think John Wayne's a communist?
Oh, yeah, he was a
Are
red.
you trying to get shot today?
He was a red.
Get out of here. Here's the one for female. 100%. And I just saw her in a movie and it reiterated this. Alicia Silverstone.
I've never seen her in anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was just in another movie we just watched recently, and it was not good. She's not a good actress.
Not a lot of range.
And people keep saying Nick Cage. Nick Cage is a great actor, guys.
I know. I don't know why. Vin Diesel, they keep saying.
Oh, Vin Diesel is awful. He's awful. But again, these action star guys don't really lean on acting ability. They're leaning on just they look cool with a gun and in a fast car.
How about Gary Busey, who's just a horrible human being?
Well, Busey could act, though. You see him in the Buddy Holly story?
No.
Yeah. He was great in that.
Unbelievable.
He was.
Yeah.
He was good.
Young.
He made Lethal Weapon. Look, when you have the best bad guy, you have the best good guy in movie. And he was the best bad guy in Lethal Weapon. He was Mr. What was the guy when he could burn himself, right? What was his name?
Don't remember.
In Lethal Weapon 1? Oh, God. So good. Busey was great in that.
I can't believe you find the one text that says, I'm wrong for saying John Wayne, and there are 15 that agree with me.
Oh, there are not 15.
Yes, they are.
Start counting now, John.
My machine is way slower than yours.
1, 2, 3.
Dwayne Johnson, but again, you don't really consider, Dwayne
He's not
Johnson.
really an actor.
No, he's just like a freak show.
Someone else mentioned that Kristen Stewart.
Oh, yeah.
I thought of that too, but I haven't seen a lot with her in it, but every time I see her, it's like, oh, that's just her.
That's her facial expression. It's the same in Panic Room. Yeah.
But she got such
what was that
high praise for her Lady Di portrayal.
Oh wow, I did not see, but I did hear good press
and
about
that's the only reason, because I remember hearing that. I didn't kind of toss her name up there.
Because the Twilight Saga, it was almost the same facial expression for all 4 movies.
And you saw those, right?
I did.
Yeah, I never watched it.
And I saw Panic Room when she was a little girl with Jodie Foster,
which was
and
great.
She still had the same facial expression, even at 11.
But I have to tell you, I have no problem saying this. I did not believe the Twilight movies were all that bad. I mean, they are what they are. It's like teen romance almost, but they weren't bad movies. The third one wasn't bad at all, actually. It was
they were okay.
One of the better endings I remember seeing in a movie that year. Kristen Stewart is terrible. That's the I smell a fart look.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, exactly. What about Jason Bateman?
Again,
he's a good actor, but there's not a lot of range there from the Ozark.
He always just plays Jason Bateman.
He plays Jason Bateman, exactly.
But again, not that level of fame. I'm looking for that next level of fame where you're like, it's a household name. I know he is, but
see, I disagree with that, because Jason Bateman was like the sitcom guy, but in movies he was always that snarky, sarcastic, which is kind of who he is, which you kind of glean from the podcast that he does. However, Ozark, that was something different. That was the serious and with that really dark side of
that's true.
So I think that was a little different. Although it's kind of muted. That character itself is muted and inward.
Yeah.
He's not as, but he's definitely not dropping the funny lines.
Yeah. And by the way, we didn't even mention Busey was in Under Siege as well. He was the bad guy there, remember?
Yeah.
He was with the guys that took over the ship with Tommy Lee Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones. That was a good movie, despite Steven Seagal being in it.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was Erica Laniak came out of the cake.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was a
special moment.
Good piece of cake.
I can't.
That was good cake.
That's a perfect slice?
Yeah. Oh. Woo. Good cake. Good 80s cake.
Yeah, I remember renting that movie in Blockbuster and getting to that one scene, and it was blurry, very blurry, as if it had been rewound and watched a bunch. Because she was a very good-looking girl. She was like a Penthouse or Playboy model or something.
Yeah, one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People are saying Tom Cruise is a good actor. Lighten up.
He is.
Tom Cruise is I know it sucks to say it because he's such a weirdo, but Tom Cruise is a great actor. He's beyond
He
good.
is.
He's the biggest movie star of our generation.
Without a doubt. And the vampire movie, Interview with the Vampire.
Yeah.
Is that it? He was excellent in that.
Vanilla Sky. I mean, there's a bunch of them you could run where and these are artsy movies, not the Mission Impossible stuff, and he easily carries his weight.
And I just saw him again.
It's not even close. That guy is a machine.
On Saturday night, at my sister's house, we ended up watching the movie that was coming on, and he was in it, but totally in an un-Tom Cruise like performance.
Like Tropic Thunder?
It was Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you ever read the story about how he got that role and what he wanted to do? Like he said, I'll agree to do it, but you have to agree to let me do this. He wanted to dance. He wanted to wear a fat suit. And he wanted to curse like crazy.
He did it all.
And he did. Yeah. Have you ever seen that movie?
No.
Oh, it's funny.
Deb, listen. For one thing, Robert Downey Jr. pulls off blackface in a film.
Yeah.
A modern film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, 2008, I think.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about it.
That's still modern enough to lose your job over something like that.
Yeah.
People were losing their careers over blackface pictures.
Yeah.
Politicians were losing their careers over blackface pictures. And this guy makes a full stretch movie as a black guy.
Yeah.
With black actors available.
Right. But the premise was he was a white guy who became black for a movie part.
Right, exactly.
It was so well done. It was
Genius movie. By the way, that is a
absolutely
genius movie.
Yeah.
When you hear people talking, like comedians talk about films and stuff, they always bring up Tropic Thunder.
Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
Jack
what
Black.
a talent. Yeah, but Ben Stiller, I think, directed it.
He was the director, right?
Yeah. And also, that's why I really can't wait for Severance to come back. Oh, this stupid strike.
He directed that?
That's his
Really?
thing. Yeah.
Why did I not know that?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's not in it, but he's behind it. He's the director. I don't know if he's
showrunner?
not the writer. I don't think he wrote it, but he is the director of it. Yeah.
All right.
I think he's a co-writer on it.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Let's take a little break, come back and do some trivia. We got tickets to see Styx in Tampa on the line. We'll do that next.
We have a prize. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO moving.com.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by HCA Florida Alafaya Emergency.
Florida State football recruiting target Max Redman is set to announce his commitment. That'll happen tonight. The three-star safety's considering the Seminoles, USF, and Illinois. SEC Media Days begin next week. Florida coach Billy Napier will be joined by Graham Mertz, Shamar James, and Montrell Johnson Jr. And top Wimbledon men's seed Jannik Sinner is out of the tourney, bounced in the quarters today by Daniil Medvedev. I'm Scott Davidson.
HCA Florida Alafaya Emergency, located just south of the intersection of East Colonial Drive and North Alafaya Road, is now open 24/7. Visit hcafloridahealthcare.com to learn more. This emergency department is part of Oviedo Medical Center. This is not an urgent care center. Its services are billed at hospital rates.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here. And if you ask anyone who's experienced LASIK surgery, they'll tell you this. It's the best thing they ever did. More often than not, they'll tell you they should have done it way sooner. My wife is in the process. Her appointment is next week to get LASIK from the Filatowski Eye Institute. And here's why. She's simply got sick and tired of going from reading glasses to not reading glasses, reading glasses to not reading glasses, and finally had that moment where she made that decision. And you know what? She didn't have any problem with that. And the reason why? These guys have performed over 65,000 LASIK procedures. They have the latest state-of-the-art tech. And if finances is a concern, you don't have to worry there either. These guys have 24-month interest-free financing. Just text 1041 to 868686 and start your journey to better vision with the Filatowski Eye Institute. Remember, man, this doesn't take very long at all. It's not scary. The facility is unbelievable. The employees know their stuff, and they have changed the lives of thousands of Central Floridians, including my son and my father-in-law. Let them help you out. Text 1041 to 868686 and get that free LASIK consultation at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Your path to better vision begins right now.
Savory tastes and tunes are returning to SeaWorld with bands, brew, and barbecue. Sample recipes from Kansas City, Texas, Memphis, and more. Pair them with refreshing cocktails and ice-cold craft beers. Catch live concerts by award-winning artists. Sunday, July 21st, POD takes the stage. And stay for a spectacular Ignite fireworks. Don't miss SeaWorld's bands, brew, and barbecue every weekend this summer. Learn more at SeaWorldOrlando.com.
Russell Peters Relax World Tour.
I go, my parents are from India. She goes, oh, India. See, I knew India. Indian people, you have a big eyes and long eyelash like a cow. Wow, 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 wow.
August 1st inside Hard Rock Event Center at Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa.
Wow, 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 wow. I didn't know what to do. I just tipped her one, thank you, bye-bye, and I left.
On sale now at casino.hardrock.com/Tampa or Ticketmaster.com. Russell Peters, Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa.
Sunnyside Air Conditioning.
Oh, hi. My air conditioner is blowing hot.
For air conditioners making a funny noise, press 1.
No, it's...
Try to listen to the whole message before making a selection.
Sorry.
For air conditioners blowing cold, but not quite cold enough, press 2.
No, it's blowing hot.
I haven't gotten to that one yet.
Well, can we speed this up?
Don't get grumpy with me, or I'll take you back to the main menu.
No, anything but that. Please don't send me back to the main menu.
Fine, but I'm watching you.
Bet if I'd called Frank Gay, I'd already be getting my problem solved.
But you didn't call Frank Gay. So, what do we do now?
I'm calling Frank Gay.
When your air conditioner is blowing hot, you need a solution now. A helpful operator to guide you, all your options explained, and your problem fixed fast. That's the Frank Gay way.
If you're ready to pull your hair out, press 7.
Ah!
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help that often requires only simple maintenance. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello from A1 Garage Door Service. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. We fix garage doors fast and with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Replacing the bottom rubber on your garage door can have a huge impact on the number of bugs you see in your garage and in your home. Call A1 Garage today and receive the best service, best parts, and best warranty in the industry.
A1 from day one.
Two Guys, Five Rings.
Yes.
One essential podcast for the 2024 Paris Olympics. Bowen Yang and Matt Rogers host a new podcast that's all about the athletes.
You got to get your head in the game, as Zac Efron once said.
And the culture.
Not French.
Well,
no association with the nation of France. But you did live in Montreal.
Of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Listen to Two Guys, Five Rings on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app, search Two Guys, Five Rings, and start listening.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Divorce? Call Trinley and Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
Radio now comes with moving pictures. The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
Man, I'm sorry, and I know I'll get backlash for this, but Nicolas Cage, I mean, honestly, it's the same guy, different. Nicolas Cage has been over, what, 1 billion movies? And not one have I looked at and said, wow, that's a great movie. I mean, maybe like
Really?
Face Off or something.
Really?
Gone in 60 seconds. But come on, man, you do so many movies. I can't. Nicolas Cage all day.
Jack, you're a communist. How dare you besmirch the Duke? Oh my God.
It's tough, buddy. It's tough working with him. I'm going to be honest with you.
You and Larry agree.
Yeah.
How about that?
There's your party of two.
How dare you?
Table for two.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Your 5 o'clock keyword is Bills, B-I-L-L-S. Got a few minutes to get over to realradio.fm and send that away for your shot at $1,000. Bills, guys, that'll do it.
Someone texted, and I can't believe no one mentioned Pauly Shore for best worst actor. I don't even think he qualifies as an actor to be considered with the others.
Yeah, because the whole idea is the most famous terrible actor. Pauly Shore never got that fame level that we're talking about.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back. I'm Jim.
That's karma.
I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack has the Jackie sack. Let's get it.
All right. Inside the Jackie sack, I will find a little train, and on that little train, it'll say, all aboard.
Chugga, chugga.
Choo-choo.
Clickety-clack, clickety-clack. I forgot what we were doing there.
On the train, I see 2 tickets, and these tickets are to see Styx.
Yay!
Yeah, they are coming Saturday, July 20th, Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater in Tampa, 90 minutes from here. A pair of tickets could be yours if you're the winner today for JCS Trivia. Jackie Sack and our little train is brought to you by
Choo Choo Cento Family Moving and Storage. Got a move coming up? Let their fully trained expert moving crews take care of packing your things, handling your furniture, safe driving, customer service, and so much more. Hey, speaking of more, if you mention the Jim Colbert Show, that bad boy is going to get you a discount. So book them today at centomoving.com. That's C-E-N-T-O. Moving.com. What a cute little clickety-clack. Back to you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Deb. I appreciate that.
Sure.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High. The Cotton Club. Peggy Sue Got Married. Raising Arizona. Moonstruck. Wild at Heart. Honeymoon in Vegas. A good movie. Doesn't get... Leaving Las Vegas. Oscar winner. The Rock. Con Air. Face Off. Snake Eyes, 8mm, Gone in 60 Seconds, The Family Man, another way underrated great movie.
The Family Man?
Yes.
I enjoyed that one.
Adaptation, another Oscar-nominated movie. National Treasure, a massive blockbuster movie. How many more of these do I need to read before you guys understand that Nick Cage is a complete badass?
Okay, slow your roll, Chief.
I'm not slowing my roll.
You're lecturing me, and I never said anything. I agree that
I'm
Nick
talking
Cage
to the guy,
is good.
not you. Nothing to do with you.
I'm just spewing anger at everyone.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Although there is one that just for the movie alone, anyone associated should be smacked
and
spend the night on Knucklehead Island.
Which is
Face Off.
Yeah, Face Off is the one of the worst movies ever made with the biggest budget. That's a whole nother list. That one is as bad as it gets. That is a terrible movie. God almighty. Just how
it
does
made me angry.
How does that even make it for the financing?
I got so angry.
How do you pitch this and go, they're going to trade faces as bad guys? Oh, I got it. We'll do it. We'll get Travolta. We'll get Cage. It'll be great. Unbelievable. Who goes first today, buddy?
Oh, that would be Bill.
Let's go, Bill, right here. Bill, how you doing, bud?
I am awesome. Keanu Reeves is the worst actor. Speed was painful.
That is true. Would you like to play a little game with us?
Oh, sure.
All right, let's do it.
Yes, sir.
By the way, ironically, a number of people have said Sandra Bullock is the worst female version of that list, and she was in Speed with Keanu Reeves. So.
Not worse than J-Lo.
Fair enough.
Fair enough, he says. All right, Bill, this is a real easy game. Got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of these answers is untrue. If you can find that, I will send you off to the Jackie Sack and then off to see Styx over in Tampa a little bit later this month. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Here we go, buddy. On this day in 1956, 1956, producer, actor, filmmaker, author, will be considered one of Hollywood's biggest stars ever.
Tom Hanks?
Tom Hanks is the answer.
Whoa.
American cultural icon. He's America's cool uncle. His mama says life is like a box of chocolates. Tom Hanks was born on this day. Here are 3 fun facts about Tom and one lie that loves Jenna. Jenna. All right, buddy, we're talking about Tom Hanks.
Jack.
All right,
Give
buddy.
it to him.
We're talking about Tom Hanks. Which
Not
one
Cranks.
of these is untrue? Here we go. Number 1, Tom Hanks is a distant cousin of Abraham Lincoln. Number 2, Tom Hanks and Bruce Springsteen have been very close friends for over 30 years. Number 3, Tom Hanks is a diehard San Francisco 49ers fan and actually worked at Candlestick Park selling peanuts as a kid. Or lastly, Tom Hanks is a Greek citizen and has been since 2020.
I'm going with number 1.
No, that's true. Tom Hanks is a distant cousin of Abraham Lincoln. I think 13th cousin or something like that.
Figures.
Yeah.
Shelley is next.
Thanks, Jack. I didn't even ask, and you gave me the answer I was looking for. Shelley, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Doing great. Hoping to send you to see Styx. We're talking about Tom Hanks here. It's his birthday. Which one of these is untrue? Number 1, Tom Hanks and Bruce Springsteen have been very close friends for over 30 years. Number 2, Tom Hanks is a diehard San Francisco 49ers fan and actually worked at Candlestick Park selling peanuts as a kid. Or lastly, Tom Hanks is a Greek citizen and has been since 2020.
Let's go with number 3.
No, that's true. He is a Greek citizen and has been since 2020. I guess he spends a lot of time in Greece.
His wife, I believe, is Greek.
Also,
Rita Wilson.
And family members there as well.
Yep.
Who's next, buddy? Christy. Christy right there on line 4. Christy, how are you?
I'm good.
Good. Well, we're talking about Tom Hanks, Christy, and you have a 50-50 shot at winning tickets to see Styx. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Number 1, Tom Hanks and Bruce Springsteen have been very close friends for over 30 years. Or lastly, Tom Hanks is a diehard San Francisco 49ers fan and actually worked at Candlestick Park selling peanuts as a kid.
I'm going to go with the Bruce Springsteen one.
No, that's absolutely true. They met in 1991, I believe, and have been really close friends since that very day. Who's next, Jack?
Marcia is our final contestant today, Jim.
Marcia, how you doing?
Yes.
You are doing great, right? Well, Marcia, you only have one thing to say here. Tell me if this is true or not. Tom Hanks is a diehard San Francisco 49ers fan, and he actually worked at Candlestick Park selling peanuts as a kid.
No, that's not true.
Oh, it's not true. But let me give you for extra credit. What football team was he a giant fan of and did wind up selling peanuts and sodas as a kid at their stadium? I'll give you a hint.
The Jets?
I'll give you a hint. It's Jack's favorite team.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
The Giants?
No, it's a good guess, though, because
That's
New York.
a good guess.
It is because I'm going to put you on hold. It's the Oakland Raiders.
Or the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, now it's the Vegas
Now
Raiders.
the Vegas, but when he did it was Oakland. I did not know that.
Yeah. He is a massive Oakland Raiders fan, and as a kid, his very first job was selling peanuts and hot dogs as a vendor in their stadium, which would have been. What stadium was it, Jack?
The Coliseum?
The Coliseum, that's it, the Oakland Coliseum.
Man, it must have broke his heart when they moved to Vegas.
But think about how close of a thing that is for Jack. His best friend, one of his best friends ever, is Springsteen.
I know.
And he's a Raiders fan. I mean, that's
what Jack is going to use when he meets him and fanboys out. He's going to be like, you're best friends with my favorite musician.
Did you know that about him?
Did not, no.
Yeah. I guess they met, oh, God, what's the story?
Philadelphia?
Maybe so. Did he do
the
some
song?
Did,
the
he did some stuff on the
soundtrack.
He
soundtrack?
wrote this. Yeah,
That's exactly.
Springsteen won an Oscar for the soundtrack song that he did for Philadelphia.
What year was that?
Ooh,
early
90s.
4.
It had to have been because that's when they met. They met in the very early 90s, and and they became very close friends. His albums, like Springsteen, like Tom Hanks considers, I think is it The River?
Yeah,
as one of the biggest motivating things in his life or whatever like that.
Oh wow,
yeah.
I love The River.
Came out in 1993.
Yeah, there you go. That's the year they met.
Yep.
I said 91, but it's 93. So they met during that year and then absolutely fell in love, kind of friends-like.
Aww.
And have been very close friends ever since. A couple other things you may not know about Tom Hanks before we get to the top of the hour. What movie line do you believe is shouted at Tom Hanks most? What
Got to
movie
be something from
Forrest
Toy
Gump?
Story.
Huh?
Oh.
I was thinking Forrest Gump.
Run, Forrest, run.
The funny thing is, I actually wrote this. I said, here's a hint. It's not Run, Forrest, Run.
Aha. Box of chocolates line?
No. Not from Forrest Gump.
Okay.
There's a snake in my boot? No.
Oh, Houston, we have a problem.
That's the other one he gets, but that's not the one.
It's got to be from Toy Story.
It's not from Toy Story.
It's not.
It's not. Wilson!
Oh, really?
Yeah, from Castaway.
Yeah. I liked it,
when
but
when he yells Wilson, he says, when I'm walking around everywhere, more people yell Wilson at me than they do from any other movie.
Well, because it's one word, you can yell it.
Right.
It's meant to be yelled.
It was a pretty defining movie for him too. I mean, it's all him. Pretty much the entire movie is him.
Yeah. And they took like a half year or almost a year between because he had to lose all the weight.
He had to lose the weight and all this stuff. Yeah, it was and grow the hair and do the whole thing.
Helen Hunt couldn't wait for him. Screw her.
Yeah. His 1996 movie, That Thing You Do, which was one of my favorite pictures of his, by the way, featured something unique. His wife and 2 of his kids.
Yeah.
The ones that he had from Rita.
Yeah.
Not the ones he had before. Chet and the other one, I forget what.
Colin?
Yeah, Colin.
Yeah, he directed it, right?
Yes. Yeah. Playtone.
Playtone, that was his...
That's his production company.
Yeah.
And that was the record company name as well.
Yeah.
He collects something. He's got 250 of them.
I know this.
I do too.
You do?
Yeah.
Is it typewriters?
It is typewriters.
Yeah.
And it's weird because they say that when he travels and goes and does a movie or goes anywhere, you where you see people carrying a laptop, you'll see Tom Hanks carrying a big weighted box, and he'll have chosen one of his typewriters to take on trips with him to write notes. Also, if you get a personal note from Tom Hanks, it'll always be from one of his typewriters, never from a computer, never handwritten. He'll choose what typewriter he thinks fits you, and he'll write the thank you note or a letter to you on that typewriter.
Which is really cool.
It's pretty cool. According to Celebrity Net Worth, what do you think Tom Hanks is worth? This is a little shocking, by the way.
Oh, it's going to be shockingly low.
Well, considering the level of this guy's success,
I'll go 220 million.
First one that came to my mind was 500 million, so I'll stick with that.
Okay, you're closer. It's $400 million.
Oh, wow.
But when you think about everything this guy's had his fingers in and who he works with, Spielberg,
Hey.
Spielberg, multiple projects, and all that, I don't know how, but he feels like this guy should be worth like $1 billion. This guy has been an iconic American actor since the 80s, guys.
Yeah.
Has been relevant for 40 years. This guy's been in Hollywood, as relevant as you can get.
Yeah, but, he stays in his lane. Well, it's also directing and producing, but he stays in that. He doesn't have an alcohol brand.
He doesn't.
He doesn't merch.
But you would think then, just on the basis of his portfolio of work and the action he gets from all those titles and all that work, that stuff would just create so much money after the fact. But I mean, not that 400 million isn't a ton.
I think he has a font like the Hanks writer.
Yeah.
It's a font that it looks like a typewriter.
Oh, does it really?
Yeah.
He created an app, I think, right? Something said that. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
It's like a text message with your voice. The talkback feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Watch out for an accident on Severin Boulevard, eastbound at I-4. 2 left lanes are blocked there. Authorities are clearing up an accident on the off-ramp from I-4 westbound to Osceola Parkway. And there's an earlier accident on State Road 408 westbound near John Young Parkway. That's off to the right shoulder now. If you see any other traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, we've grown by offering our clients more offices, more lawyers, and recovering more than $20 billion. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Guys, when it comes to your AC, you need that thing to work every single time you ask it to. And when you ask it to one time and it doesn't, you get real angry. And if you don't have somebody who can take care of that for you, you're even going to be angrier. For me, for Jack, for Deb's mom, for Ross and Olivia, and hundreds of other Central Floridians, it's Mills Air. There's not even a question. Not only do these guys care more about their products and care more about their service, they certainly do want you to have the best experience ever. And that's what you get when you get a Mills Air experience. That's all they know how to do. These techs know how to service all these brands. You don't even have to know what kind of AC you have. But here's the best thing. If your AC is ready to get replaced, how about a Carrier factory authorized dealer doing that, getting you up to $1,275 in rebates towards a brand new Carrier unit? You can always turn to the experts at Carrier and certainly turn to our friends over at Mills Air. These guys are awesome. They're family owned and operated. You will love doing business with them. Get that preventive maintenance plan now. Call today. Schedule that appointment. It's 407-277-1159. Online, it's millsair.com.
This is trial attorney Jeff Kaufman. Instead of talking about how great my law firm is, let's talk about autism awareness. In Central Florida alone, there are thousands of children on the autism spectrum, including my son, Jacob. I'm not asking for a donation, but just a couple seconds of kindness when you see one of our children out in public. It will make a huge difference. If you want or need any information concerning the autism community, contact me at jeff@whenyouneedus.com. Offices, Orlando.
Hey, Leesburg, get ready for an evening of fun and excitement this Friday from 5 to 8 p.m. Join us at Town Square for live music featuring the incredible Francesca T. But that's not all. Experience the magic of our evening market on 5th Street. Browse unique finds and tasty treats. Grab a drink, ice cream, or savory snack from one of our downtown establishments as you stroll and discover Leesburg. Mark your calendars for this Friday. Discover Leesburg. Go to Leesburg Special Events on Facebook for more info.
I had a radio listener call me after an accident. The insurance company offered him $700. He hired me that day and we recovered $100,000. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Potential clients may not obtain same or similar results. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at CentoMoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt?
I owe the IRS $37,000.
Get ready for a toll-free hotline. Take advantage of new IRS tax forgiveness programs that may protect you from IRS collection agencies. They have the power to garnish your wages, put liens on your property, and levy your bank account. Civic Tax Relief can help protect you from the IRS.
Civic Tax Relief basically represented me against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, I didn't owe the IRS anything.
Find out about the Fresh Start program that is now available through Civic Tax Relief. Civic Tax Relief's special tax hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free.
I would recommend anyone who has a tax problem to contact Civic Tax Relief.
Just call 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803. Don't wait. Call now. 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803.
Another insurance story from
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Funerals are expensive. Do we have enough for ours?
Yeah, I bought Smart Bunny final expense insurance.
Get up to $25,000 coverage for funeral expenses and other needs for as little as $14 a month. Hop on the Smart Bunny app now for final expense insurance. Smart Bunny Insurance.
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Your insurance super app. Insurance is sold by Smart Bunny Insurance Services and underwritten by various companies. Coverage exclusions and limitations may apply.
Sponsored by the Nickley Group with Keller Williams Realty. Get a guaranteed cash offer on your home at thenickley.com.
Don't let spring allergies make you miserable. Try the quick, drug-free solution trusted by over 4 million people. Navage. Only Navage uses suction to flush out your sinuses using refreshing saline, helping you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. And here's even better news. Navage is now available at your local Sam's Club in a great new value pack. It's everything you need to start breathing better immediately at Sam's guaranteed best price. Navage, Navage. Breathe easy.
Think orange for your next vehicle. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. The exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bonus. 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 That's bonus. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
The Jim Colbert Show, streaming live on YouTube. Watch us talk.
Marlon Brando is the worst famous actor. Streetcar Named Desire's trash. He's the worst part of The Godfather.
Oh, man.
Apocalypse Now, he's just high out of his mind. Hell, the best movie he did was Don Juan DeMarco. Johnny Depp basically carried that damn thing. It's trash.
What to do, Colbert crew?
What to do?
Jean-Claude Van Damme and Megan Fox. Garbage.
They can make cute babies.
Yeah. Again, okay. So my thing is like I don't think either one of those guys or those actors rise to the occasion. I mean, Megan Fox had a run with Transformers, and that's pretty much where that came to a screeching halt. That Jennifer's Body thing was terrible. She really hasn't done anything. She's kind of a pinup. I don't mean to sound disrespectful, but she really doesn't have a lot of acting talent.
Oh, no. When the first scene of a Transformers is them coming up from between her legs. That pretty much tells you all you need to know.
And then which one was that?
Okay, easy, buddy. Who didn't see that coming? And then with Jean-Claude, I mean, you know, he was what he was. In the 80s, he had a flash there for a moment, and then after that, it was nothing. You know, if it wasn't for that commercial, was that battery commercial where he was straddling the what was that commercial where he was straddling the semi-tractor trailers? That was him, right?
Yeah.
What was that for?
Oh, not Rayovac.
I don't even know if it was a battery commercial.
I don't think I don't know if it was either, but I mean, I know that got him some heat again when that commercial came out. And I think it was a Super Bowl thing, was it not?
I think it was Super Bowl. Bloodsport was the movie that I remember.
Yeah. We had a couple others. He was a ballerina or a ballet dancer before he did that, right?
You say so, Jim.
I think he was. I think he was a ballet dancer before that. All right, your 6 o'clock keyword, by the way, is bonus, BONUS. Go to realradio.fm and send that off for your chance at $1,000. That is your 6 o'clock keyword. It's bonus, guys. Go over there and get that money. We hope you win. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb and Jack are here as well. So I saw this. I was talking to Deb about this today. Okay. So I saw a piece the other day, and it was 10 absolute psychological truths about you, right? Ooh. And these are the things that you're supposed that they're absolute truths. Regardless of what you do, these are the 10 things that always happen. There are so few anomalies outside of this that they say these are the 10 psychological truths. Now, I don't have all 10. I've got a few of them. I don't have all 10 of them because there was one that was specifically interesting to me. And I wanted to see if you guys fell into this. By the way, do you have any? What do you think is a psychological truth that you think is absolute? Never, ever fails.
Right. I don't know.
Yeah, give us some examples.
Well, okay.
Please.
It could be some of these things that your dad, my dad used to tell me this. It basically take your time, don't do double work. Now, I know that's more of one of those.
Measure twice, cut once.
Like an adage type thing.
Yeah, well, some are cliche, but they become cliche because they're,
because they're so
truisms.
Yeah. Right.
But that's a psychological
truth.
Yeah.
Well, I guess.
I'm confused.
It's about human behavior.
So run down your list and we'll see if we have any.
It's not a list per se. It's just this particular one.
Are you making this up?
No, I'm not making it up at all. It's very, very interesting. All right. So the psychological truth that we're talking about is this: never go back to someone you left. That's a psychological truth. In other words, they say the whole idea of this is it never works. You never, ever, ever go back to someone you left. Do you believe that's true? I will tell you, I know it is. For me, it is. I went back to somebody I left who I knew was a bad person, or bad for me, I should say. And there were certain aspects of the relationship that weren't terrible. And then I went back, and it was worse than it was the first time. And it was that truth, like, oh my God, this is absolutely true. When I left the first time, I knew I should have done it, and I knew it should have happened, and allowed myself, through weakness, to go back and give it another shot. And it was one of the worst decisions I've ever made in my life.
My ex-husband and I almost reconciled.
Now, obviously that wouldn't have turned out okay.
No.
Jack, do you have this? One of the other things, by the way, it says here is, people are more likely to buy from someone they like. You're more likely to do something nice
hell yeah.
or interact with someone you like.
Yeah, because you already have a relationship with them.
Right.
Yeah, an established pattern of trust, maybe.
Yeah, and I disagree with the first one. I think there's plenty of relationships that they've reconciled and have lasted, until death.
Yeah. See, I don't know any of those, though. And that's why I found this kind of interesting. Every relationship that I could think of, even from back when I was a kid or younger, everybody who decided to try to do that I knew, it failed. I don't know anybody. And I know these people. Have you ever met anybody who got divorced and then got remarried?
I have. Wait, let me think.
Did it work? I don't know that I ever met anybody that got divorced and then got remarried and it was better. So that's why when I looked at this truth thing and I was kind of reading, I was like, man, this is a really unique thing because, all through my life, I've only had one situation like this where I went back to somebody and I knew I shouldn't, and it turned out to be absolutely true. And I was just kind of wondering if you guys had ever dealt with that. You said now your ex-husband, you guys almost got back together?
Almost.
For the sake of just saving the marriage thing?
No, just you miss certain parts of it.
Yeah.
And then when I went to England to have a visit, I was like, yeah, no. What would be required of me, the person I would have to go back to being in order for this to work again, I can't do.
Oh, right. Exactly. In other words, the sacrifices you have to make.
Yeah. And I called at the 11th hour. I already quit his job, sold his car, and I was like, hey, so that plan we made? Yeah.
Yeah. One of these other things is, by the way, if you're not making mistakes, you're not taking enough risks. That's one of the absolute truths that they talk about in this thing. Yep. Expecting anything worthwhile to take a long time. In other words, if that's almost an absolute truth. Anything that you value will take you a while to achieve.
Someone texted us at 77031. Jack and I can wholeheartedly disagree. My wife and I split for about 3 months. We've reconciled and have been stronger than before.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think maybe it depends on the amount of time together and the amount of time apart.
Yeah, because the one person here says, I completely agree. I wasted most of my 20s learning that lesson.
Yeah.
And then the one right below that said, I've been married 26 years to a guy I left once.
So it's like when you ask someone what makes your marriage, what makes marriage successful? Really, the word that needs to go before marriage is your. Because what works for you and Tori is not going to work for Chris and I, is not going to work for Jack and Naomi. It's really the recipe the two of you come up with. That's what works for you. There are some absolute truths, but as we've learned, that word absolute always got to have a little bit of wiggle room.
And again, I think with anything, you're going to find that what's the deviant, right? The deviant number that absolute, I think, is a bad word. I would agree with that, right? Now, but that's the word they use, I guess, probably just for shock value to get you to click on it. But, and it worked. I'm a fish, very simple. But when I started reading it, I was like, man, that is very interesting because, most of the time that when you leave someone like that or you decide to break up, it's because either something has happened, right? Infidelity, whatever the case may be, or you just kind of grew tired of the way that person was, right? And then you decide you don't want to be around, or they decide they don't want to be around you anymore. But rarely does that ever change. Someone in that group has to make a significant change because if you go back to that person and it's the same exact thing that happened when you were, which is exactly what happened to me. I was like, I'll go back. There was a 2 weeks of clarity, and then it just immediately hit the fan again. And I was like, what am I doing here? Like, literally, what am I doing here?
Well, I think in any situation, the saying takes two to tango, right?
Yes.
Takes two to make it work, takes two to break it apart.
Yeah. Yeah.
In some cases, now yours and mine were different.
Yes.
Okay, because I did not know that I had married a narcissist. Anybody who has married or has been around a true personality disorder narcissist will understand what that means. There was no fixing it because there is no fixing it. You simply cannot be that person's number one,
right?
Simply because of how they are.
Yeah, they are their number one.
They are their number one.
You have to wedge yourself between the love for themselves,
right? And good luck with that.
You ain't never doing that.
Good luck with that.
That ain't ever happening.
But when you've been together for 30, 40 years and things maybe have gone stale or you didn't communicate as well and some things have become resentments, I don't think those are things that should or could just be easily walked away from because those are issues you can fix. A narcissist, you cannot. And I think knowing what your battle is will tell you whether or not that battle is worth trying to win the war.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Got another question for you when we get back. And I bet I could guess yours. And I bet I could probably guess Jack's as well.
Okay.
I'll tell you what that is next.
Shoes up.
Someday, Alexa will do everything. Alexa, can you take the dog for a walk?
Ha ha ha. No way in hell.
But until then, tell her to play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
Playing Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Watch out for an accident on Severin Boulevard, eastbound at I-4. 2 left lanes are blocked there. Authorities are clearing up an accident on the off-ramp from I-4 westbound to Osceola Parkway. And there's an earlier accident on State Road 408 westbound near John Young Parkway. That's off to the right shoulder now. If you see any other traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, we've grown by offering our clients more offices, more lawyers, and recovering more than $20 billion. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
This summer, get a new grill at a great price from our friends over at Tools Ace Hardware. Get up to $300 off a brand new Traeger grill. That way you can get that wood-fired flavor when you cook for the family. They love it. Or maybe you prefer a propane grill. How about up to $150 off a grill from Napoleon? Tools Ace also carries grills and pizza ovens from Big Green Egg, Weber, Rectech, Gosney, and Uni. And when you buy a grill from Tools Ace Hardware, you'll get free assembly and free local delivery on grill purchases $3.99 and up. It's Tools Ace. 13 convenient locations right here in Central Florida, or you can just shop online at acehardware.com. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
Car crash? Call Klausman. KlausmanLaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN.
Did your mobile provider just increase their prices again? Switch to Spectrum Mobile, the nation's fastest growing mobile provider. With Spectrum Mobile, you get unlimited talk, text, and data, plus nationwide 5G. Switching to Spectrum Mobile has never been easier. We'll pay off your phone balance up to $2,500. Stop dealing with price hikes from your cell phone company. Get Spectrum Mobile. Visit spectrum.com/it-pays-to-switch for full details. Offer subject to change. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Coming back to Las Vegas, September 20th and 21st. Streaming live only on Hulu.
A weekend full of superstar performances.
Tickets are on sale now at AXS.com. That's AXS.com.
Capital One is the proud presenting partner of the 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet? 2 guys, 5 rings. Yes. One essential podcast for the 2024 Paris Olympics. Bowen Yang and Matt Rogers host a new podcast that's all about the athletes.
You gotta get your head in the game, as Zac Efron once said.
And the culture.
Not French. Well, no association with the nation of France. But you did live in Montreal.
Of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Listen to 2 Guys, 5 Rings on America's #1 #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app, search 2 Guys, 5 Rings, and start listening.
This July, celebrate America's independence with a fresh view from Renewal by Andersen. Hi, this is Chelsea. Right now, buy any 4 windows or patio doors and get the 5th free. Plus, enjoy 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. Our custom-built, energy-efficient windows and doors will enhance the beauty and value of your home. Visit rbafla.com to schedule your complimentary design consultation. Renewal by Andersen, official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Restrictions apply. License number CGC 1527613. Visit rbafla.com for details.
That'll be 30 even.
That's 90 points! Sorry, that was a lot. Now that I'm getting 3 times the points on food and fuel with the Navy Federal More Rewards American Express card, I get a little too hyped sometimes.
Cool. Would you like your receipt?
In the bag! Sorry, in the bag, please.
Learn more about the everyday, everywhere Navy Federal More Rewards American Express card at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
Are you prepared for the future? At TK Law Firm, they understand the importance of securing your legacy. Whether you're looking for a will or trust, they can help. Don't leave your legacy to chance. Visit onefirmforlife.com for your free consultation. Protect what matters most. TK Law Firm, your partner in estate planning excellence.
Don't let spring allergies make you miserable. Try the quick, drug-free solution trusted by over 4 million people. Navage. Only Navage uses suction to flush out your sinuses using refreshing saline, helping you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. And here's even better news. Navage is now available at your local Sam's Club in a great new value pack. It's everything you need to start breathing better immediately at Sam's guaranteed best price. Navage, Navage. Breathe easy.
Business owners, had enough of this yet? Are you just done and ready to retire? Is money tight? Or maybe business is at an all-time high. You have options. Don't just walk away. We can help you sell, retire, and just relax no matter what your situation is. Hi, I'm Andy Cagnetta, and at Transworld Business Advisors, we've been selling businesses for over 40 years. And with offices located around the world, we have thousands of buyers ready to buy your business now. Don't wait until the last minute or try to do it yourself. That is a recipe for disaster. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value and how Transworld can maximize your eventual selling price. We will help you win. And in the current climate, you need help to sell your business. Call Transworld at 833-SELL-FLA or visit tworld.com. That's 833-SELL-FLA or visit tworld.com.
The Medal of Honor is the highest military decoration in the United States. Since it was established in 1861, there have been 3,517 people awarded with the medal. I'm Malcolm Gladwell, and our new podcast from Pushkin Industries and iHeartMedia is about those heroes. Listen to Medal of Honor, Stories of Courage on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Medal of Honor, Stories of Courage.
This hour of programming is brought to you by My Home Builders Network. Need a new roof? Then you need Mike and his team at hbnusa.com.
There's only one place to watch this nonsense. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
What up, guys? Sport from Duval. Duval. Hey, going back to Jack's video of the worst cities to live in. Up here in Jacksonville, man, we kind of embrace the hate. We love this place, man. If there's, you know, how many players that come in to play here and then leave and come back and retire here. I mean, the golf, the weather, the beach it's amazing, man. We embrace the hate. The more people hate us, the less people want to come live here, and we love it.
There you go.
Later.
Yeah, that's why I hate Mount Dora.
Yeah.
Just hate Mount Dora.
What a blank hole, huh?
Smells like poop.
He's right, though. The city proper, Jacksonville, like downtown where the river goes through, you know, again, not one of those places, but when you start going coastal over there to, what's the island? I always forget the name of it. It starts with an A.
Fleming.
No.
Amelia.
Amelia Island.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Amelia Island.
Or Anastasia.
No, Anastasia's down by St. Augustine,
okay,
I believe.
there we go.
Yeah,
okay.
I believe it's Amelia Island. You have that area up there. Fernandina Beach, I think, is near there. So it's some beautiful coastal areas up in that area.
Yeah, good luck trying to get a reservation at one of those spots, too.
Oh, yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Bonus, by the way, is your 6 o'clock keyword. That's BONUS. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Bonus.
$1,000.
It is $1,000. All right, I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here.
Oh.
I do have a question to ask you. I'll do that in a minute, though. Jack just asked me something in the talkback, and I think that's worthy of talking about. So, Jack, you went to New York this past weekend for a family reunion.
Yeah, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. Hit 3 states over 4 days.
And you stayed with some fam?
I did, with my one sister who also lent me her car, or her daughter's car, or whatever. She lent it to me, and we stayed with them one night, and, so I used that.
Yeah. This is the Richo sister that has the beach house?
It is not.
Oh,
no.
Damn
No.
it. I was hoping that's the one you stayed
It's
with.
my very liberal younger sister.
Oh, yeah. All the family the same, politically?
No.
No, not all of them?
No. No.
Not the successful one?
The successful one is focused on business and is kind of oblivious to politics.
There you go.
But her husband is not oblivious to politics. And
let me guess.
And he defines institutional racism as, well, that's just the way it is. Because he did that to me the night of the election 8 years ago.
Okay, very good.
And then the other sister is very religious.
Okay. Oh, really?
And I think that leads their political.
Sure does, yeah. Yeah, most of the time it does.
decisions.
Affiliation, right? Yeah. Most of the time it does, right? But you did ask me an interesting question.
The rest are normal.
Okay, normal? There you go. You did ask me an interesting question, and the question is valid.
I'd like to send them something, a gift or something, and something they can use. It's like the person who could go out and just buy whatever they want. Yeah. So what's a good thing?
Let's
unexpected that they'd appreciate.
If you don't mind, let me pre-qualify this because I have an issue with this. How long did you stay?
Well, at their house, just one night.
So one night is all you stayed, but the entire fam stayed, right? So you had four people?
No. They were at different places. She picked me up from the airport.
Okay.
Lent me a car that I used for the 4 days.
Okay.
Also, used the e-pass on that, so there were tolls involved.
All right.
Covered food.
All right.
Some food.
All right.
What
do you think the total value of what she did for you was?
If I put money on it,
$1,000?
Car rental alone, a little less. I'd say less.
Like with $700?
Yeah, something that maybe $500.
But when you give
I hear where you're going. Maybe $300. $250, I would say. $250. It's an older car, Jim.
Well,
$200.
The first statement I had before you hit me with the car thing, because I didn't remember that, is it's family. Theoretically, you shouldn't have to do that with family because that's how it is. If they came to Orlando and you made arrangements for them, you probably would not expect anything for that.
Correct.
If it was friends, I would say you probably, or a connection, your juice.
Yeah.
I would say that maybe you need to do a little something, but it's family.
Yeah.
But you still want to do something just to show appreciation.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Exactly.
What do they appreciate?
What's their lifestyle
Yeah, what do
like?
they
Are
do?
they travelers? Do they play tennis? Do they like to make cocktails at home? Do they
drink?
like
All
movies?
these are good questions.
Yeah.
What
That's
are
a good question?
Yeah, how old is she, by the way?
Let's see. They have an espresso machine.
Oh.
She is 2 years younger than I am. She's
Okay.
the baby.
All right, so she's 57.
Yeah. No, I'm 57.
Oh.
I love your relationship, you guys.
Okay, with that
It's
said,
really sweet.
she has an espresso, so you can't get her that. You could get her a couple months of pods, and that ain't no joke.
Yeah, it's not, and I could, but then that's just like that's an item off their grocery list. That's not something fun. That's something they would have regardless.
Okay.
What about?
I thought of that.
Okay.
What about? Was there a special memory that was shared while you were there with them?
I don't do that. Don't get them.
You don't even know where I'm
really.
going.
I can't. I don't do that.
Don't get them a seashell frame or anything like that.
No,
Deborah's
not
gonna get
a
all
seashell
corny.
frame. I was talking about, but one of those frames that you can digitally load photos and videos to that they don't have to load.
That's not a terrible idea.
Because then that way you can send them photos from an event that maybe happened here in Winter Springs, and it can be loaded directly onto their photo frame. So it's like you guys are still together, even though you're not.
Jack, you could load it up with pictures of all the stuff they gave you for free.
Hey, remember this?
You could take them to that center aisle at Aldi's. Look at what's in the aisle.
Are they sports fans?
The husband is.
Okay, so are they entertainment fans? What kind of entertainment do they enjoy?
Yeah, the streaming. I don't know. Movies and stuff.
Where are they? What part of the world?
North Jersey.
Okay, so they're in North Jersey.
Yeah.
What's the closest metropolitan?
He's a retired cop.
Okay, so they're near Trenton.
No,
I don't know where. I don't know anything about Jersey.
Jersey City. Yeah, far away from Jersey City. We're 20 minutes from the George Washington Bridge.
Okay,
and that's into the city.
Okay.
Are they anywhere near Neptune Township?
No.
Damn it, because there's a $1.3 billion Mega Millions ticket that's still gone unclaimed.
There you go. Okay.
I was hoping that Bradshaw's been there.
How about this? How about you get them tickets to a show? I mean, if like a Broadway show, get them good tickets. Maybe I don't know, maybe a card for a dinner or something like that. I mean, tickets to a show are pretty expensive for good seats, are they not?
They go to shows all the time. No, he doesn't. She
does.
Yeah. My family does. My sister went to 4 shows over the last 2 days I was there.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, with no hookup? What?
Then they go to. That's the one with the money.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
My other sister, her husband is in the orchestra on one of the shows on Broadway, so that's what she.
Yeah, she's got the juice there.
She's got the juice you were talking
that's
about.
The juice.
Are they wine drinkers?
I think she might be.
Okay,
I have 5 other sisters. I'll talk to them.
You are related to this person.
I
right?
don't know. You spend your life running away from them, and now I'm supposed to know things about them.
Okay. Just get her a Starbucks gift card and call it good.
Yeah. I did that for their kids. Their kids graduated.
Oh, yeah.
I had 3 nieces and nephews that graduated high school.
That's why they invited you up, by the way. Don't think for a second that when you get a graduation invitation, they actually want you there.
Yeah.
Please, don't believe that. They just want your gift. No television. You can't do anything like that. Nothing hard. Does it have to be sentimental, Jack?
Here's the deal. They just got a dog.
I was gonna ask you if
they never had a dog. They just got a dog. Also a Havanese, and it's like 3 months old.
Oh yeah.
Daryl Payne from Pawfection Dog Training.
They live in Jersey.
You buy the plane ticket.
Oh my God, that would be great. Have a bulbous English dude show up unannounced at your door to train your dog. Hello.
My dog crapped in Buckingham Palace.
Hello.
Sorry, Daryl.
It should be
I'm about
something
to get a text
their
any
new
minute
dog.
now.
So yeah, their focus is definitely their oldest daughter is about to go away to school.
Oh,
they have
empty nesters.
A son. They have a son, and he's a maniac. But they.
How about a sex swing?
I'm going to say no to that.
Okay.
Because he kept it.
Yeah, I wouldn't send it.
He was like, "This is pretty snazzy, honey.
I got a beam right there.
I think we got a stud
right
finder.
there.
We can put it right there in the center."
I meant to get you the sex swing, but I found an eye hook in my ceiling. Something for their car?
No, I think the dog is the way to go.
Yeah, something. Yeah, what do you get a dog? What do you get the dog that has everything?
Well, yeah, what do you get a dog that already has everything? I mean, it's a puppy now. I mean, it needs a crate and some other stuff. You can't get anything cool for it. You could get it a custom.
Here you go. Unlimited pet advice from Jack. 24/7.
Jesus H.
Just call. I'll tell you what you need to do.
How often do you see this person?
You mean his sister, Jimmy?
Yeah.
His sister? This person?
Does it sound like his sister? Him? When
it does actually.
Yeah,
it does.
It sounds like somebody.
All right.
It sounds like somebody met online.
All right.
What?
You any better?
No, I'm admitted. Look, I'm self-admitted.
Probably I'll probably see her in a couple years.
A couple years.
Maybe next year.
When's the last time you saw her before you saw her this week?
Oh, it was actually only 1 year ago because we went out. We were stayed with her when we went to that Springsteen show. Stayed with her there too.
What's the longest you've gone without seeing her?
It might have been a couple years.
Yeah, a couple years. Yeah. I think that's pretty normal, right?
What about airlines credit for their next trip? Someone just texted that.
Whoa! I just busted my ass getting myself airline credit.
You asked us about this.
I want good ideas. Damn it!
Those are good ideas.
Wine of the Month Club.
Something I have a coupon for.
Oh, get out of here,
Jack.
How about hey? I got it. Hear me out.
Oh, boy.
Oh, here we go.
Both hands went up.
Here we go.
He's really proud of this idea.
Oh, and he's scowling a little bit, so he really thinks it's a good one. You can always tell. So many tells.
An annual pass to get your car washed. Like a Mr. or something like that. That's about $300. Oh, are you bored? Are you bored not washing salt off your car so it doesn't rot while you're at a stoplight?
Nums. Yeah, that sounds as exciting as getting him some Nescafe.
Well, you know what? I don't care how exciting. It's better than Wine of the Month.
Is it?
You're Making alcoholics. I'm keeping their car clean.
Making alcoholics with 1 bottle a month.
Well, that's not even enough. That's why it's a terrible guess. Or guess. You need a bottle a day. You need a bottle a day club. Do they?
Well, she just got a new car.
Okay, so.
Matter of fact, she's got the same kind of car I have.
Really?
She copied me.
Yeah.
Now,
That's what sisters do.
But if you say that, but she's the one who gave me the idea for this type of car that I got.
Get her that. Are you part of a car wash club like Mr. Mister or
no?
You're not, dude. I'm telling you, that thing is the greatest. My wife washes her car like 3 times a week. She just drives through there, does the whole thing, and you get a year pass. They give you like a little sticker, and you can go get your car washed whenever you want. You just drive right through. Is that something you think you should enjoy? Is that a little too boring?
I think a bark box would be fun.
What is a bark box?
Oh, that's kind of like where they send you different treats and toys every month for your animal.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. I thought it was something if you had a problem with a barking dog.
No, a bark box.
Oh, I kind of like that.
That's actually
they probably appreciate that, but I think the car wash it's a little more practical. That's my speed, but I like it.
Yeah. Car wash not bad. Bark box a very good idea. I'm going to give you that one. Much better than that dumbass wine idea you had.
Who had that idea?
I was the one I'm about to break the bottle on the side of the console and use it to cut him in the throat.
I was actually leaning on the wine idea. I think, she probably drinks.
Does she drink a lot of wine? Red wine? Do you know what kind she likes?
I do not.
There you go, Jack.
Well, it's a wine of the month.
That should be easy. There's only a few.
Think about it this way, Jack. You get her a wine of the month club. She and her husband enjoys this bottle. The next bottle they don't. They save that to re-gift to the neighbors or someone else during the holiday season. Bing, bam, boom. You've just taken care of 3 things for your sister.
Texting service is saying.
So I'm saying, right?
Cheesecake of the month. What? Cheesecake of the month. What? No? All right. Hey, adult film club of the month. Let's switch it up. Butt plug of the month, Jack.
Sister, dude.
All right, easy. Yeah.
All right, I'll look into this bark box thing.
Oh, I thought you were going to say butt plug thing. You should get a bunch of Real Radio T-shirts and stuff. Dude. That's what you should do. You should send her a bag of swag. That's what you should. You should have some fun with it. Like get her an old saw or something. A power tool. Just something really out of the box.
Someone here's another good
Kathy
one.
Padgett will kill you shirt.
Yeah, there you go. Another good suggestion from the texting service: a weekend cruise, a HelloFresh subscription, or a cleaning service.
Oh, HelloFresh isn't bad. That stuff's a little expensive sometimes.
And a cleaning service is great to say, hey, thanks for hosting us. Let someone else come in and clean your house.
Yeah, texting service wants to remind you, remember, I'm a cheap SOB.
But this is your sister, and what she did for you is about a $700 or $800 value.
I would say more $400 to $500.
Okay, so, but do you have a cap on this gift? Do you think,
yeah, didn't you hear it goes from $400 to $350 to $250 to $200?
Over $100?
Well, if I'm now, since you're talking me back into my original idea was like to do a thing of Omaha steaks. I think you can get that for $100. That's a good time. You get a box of meat for your freezer.
Jack,
I'm just saying. What?
Jack, don't.
It's good.
Hit Jack.
I've had it.
Don't make me say stuff that I shouldn't say.
Someone just texted Omaha steaks.
Don't make me say stuff on the air I should not say about people that could be clients.
Do you know if they enjoy that, or would they prefer like a wine of the month?
You keep pushing this wine of the month thing.
What do you mean by enjoy?
Well, no, just
do you have one laying
because
around?
the Omaha steaks, that does come with steak, but it also comes with other items that maybe they don't like.
The husband's very sarcastic and hard to read. It's kind of hard to tell.
Really?
Yeah. He sounds like a dreamboat.
Is he a nice guy?
Yeah, he's pretty funny.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's a nice
Well, he sounds like a hoot. Everything you've said so far. Everything you said so far, this guy sounds like an absolute dream of human being.
He's a northern cop. What do you want?
Oh, that's true.
He's got cop attitude.
I would love to spend an hour talking to him. Do they play golf or tennis?
No, he rides, but he really rides bikes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he does. He does he'll do 20-something miles. But as I pointed out to my kids as we were driving around, and here we're flat here.
Yeah.
That is nothing but hills.
Yeah. All right, so if you were to get an unlimited wash club, it's $20 a month. So it'd be a couple hundred, $250 for the year.
Yeah.
So is that a little steep?
It's about right.
Yeah.
Okay.
$250 is a lot, though, dude.
It is. You're right. It is.
I mean, that's a lot.
$250 is a lot.
Yeah, don't do 6 months.
You have 90 days to use this? I got a BOGO coupon for Walmart photo prints.
I was going to say, just send her a punch card that you've already got. Maybe 4 of the punches are already missing. She only has to get 2 more smoothies by the end of the week.
Somebody said a couples massage, but let me tell you something, buddy. That doesn't. Those do not come cheap.
Yeah.
You get a couples massage, that is going to run you $500 for two people to do that. There ain't no way.
I'm just going to stay in a hotel next time.
Yeah, you should. I got to know. How about this?
Furbo dog cam.
Matching bathrobes. Really nice matching bathrobes. That's nice. He doesn't seem like a bathrobe guy to me.
He does not.
No, does a northern
I got it.
Jersey cop sound like he's going to care what kind of terry cloth touches his buttocks?
One regular bathrobe, one with the rebel flag.
The Furbo
It's Jersey. We don't do rebel flags.
The thing I love is the Furbo dog cam text came in from someone listening from Peru.
Nice.
Wow.
Hola.
Oh, but that's a good. How about a doggy cam?
That's what I'm saying.
That's
the
what,
Furbo dog cam.
Yeah, the doggy cam. We have one of these, by
gives
the
out
way.
treats.
I didn't know it gave out treats though. Or the automatic feeder that has the automatic the water bowl that washes the water for you, that filters. We had one of those for our dog. It broke after about 6 months because we bought a cheap one. But those are pretty cool. Have you seen them?
Nope.
So it's a cube, and you fill the cube of water, and the water comes up through a fountain, and the dog drinks. But when the water, as it filters back down through into the reservoir, it goes through a filter.
Right.
So if the dog slobbers in it or whatever, it gets all that slobber out of it. Now, let me tell you, changing that filter is zero fun. It is like it's covered in boiled okra. It is not good.
Listen, the Furbo 360 dog camera. What's cool about this, Jack, is that it's a security camera, but it also dispenses treats. So you can interact with your dog via the camera, and then you can have the camera dispense a treat to the dog.
We would log on to ours and talk to our dog, and get her to freak out. We were really trying to give her a big time psychological problem.
And they're like $299. So this is fun, unique, and they're new pet parents. So they're going to be very nervous every time they leave the house for any length of time.
Mine was only $49. Shh. But it didn't distribute treats.
Exactly.
But
this one does.
All right, 407-916.
It's a great idea, Jack.
You gonna glean any of those? Is it the Bark Boxer wine? Is that what you're doing?
Those seem like a front runner. Plus this text from Sean that I can commission a painting of myself that she can hang in her home.
That would, Jack, I'm telling you, if you don't do something like that.
Because truly, that is the gift that keeps on giving.
I believe so.
Or take a family photograph and black everybody out with a Sharpie except for yourself.
Yeah.
That's so Jack.
As if it was a yearbook.
And just write your favorite.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Don't forget, you got a few minutes left for a keyword bonus. That is your 6 o'clock keyword, BONUS. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at winning $1,000. Take a little break, come back. We'll do You Heard It Here first and get the hell out of here on a Tuesday.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey there, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Tuesday forecast. Today's high temperatures won't be nearly as hot as what we saw yesterday afternoon. In fact, many of us will only reach the upper 80s, but in Orlando, we expect a high of 90 degrees. Some scattered showers and thunderstorms do look to develop, especially over the course of the early to mid-afternoon hours. These will gradually grow more widespread with heavy rain and frequent lightning possible. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Get immersed in new worlds and ideas with Audible. Explore an incredible selection of audiobooks, podcasts, and originals, all in one easy app. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
Let's get you that new bathroom that you've been dreaming about for so long, but you allow friends and family to talk you out of it because every time you mention it, they're like, oh man, don't do that. It's going to cost you so much money. They're going to take so much time. You're not going to have a bathroom in your house for months. Man, that's not even close to true for my friends over at Rebath in Mid-Florida. They've been doing this for 15 plus years in Central Florida. No complaints in my entire years, 8 plus years of endorsing this company. I've never received one complaint about Rebath. The reason why is they take this seriously. They really do. The products are incredible. The installation is incredible. They control it completely with their team. They don't hire subcontractors. You'll have the same people in your house every day until the job is done. And that's only 4 to 6 days. That's the average time it takes to get a Rebath bathroom in. And they're beautiful. And if you mentioned the Jim Colbert Show, $800 an upgrade. Spend that how you will. Fixtures, floating shower doors, however you want to do it. Multiple choices of tubs and toilets and showers and tile and lighting. There's no way you can get it better. They're easy. They're awesome. You're going to love doing business with them. Log on to the website, look at the before and afters, then book your appointment. And don't forget to mention the Jim Colbert Show for $800 in upgrades. It's Rebath, midfla.com.
And now another insurance story from
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Wow, I wonder how much all this costs. Shh. Well, it can't be cheap. Do we even have enough for our own, you-know-what?
Honey. Shh. I heard he bought final expense insurance through the Smart Bunny app.
The Smart Bunny app?
Like on your phone?
I know what an app is.
For the love of all things decent, be quiet.
Get up to $25,000 of lifelong coverage for funeral expenses, debts, and other needs for as little as $14 a month. And no medical exam is required. So hop on the Smart Bunny app now and grab some final expense insurance.
Honey, are you buying the insurance, like, right now?
Time is precious.
So true.
Shh. Smart Bunny Insurance.
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Your insurance super app. Insurance is sold by Smart Bunny Insurance Services and underwritten by various companies. Coverage exclusions and limitations may apply.
The doctor's office that mixed up your files has your Social Security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info and last 3 addresses. Your info is in endless places that could accidentally expose your info to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
This is trial attorney Jeff Kaufman from the injury law firm of Kaufman Lind. After 28 years of practicing law and being responsible for thousands of people who've lost their jobs, their financial freedom, and even their lives, I believe when trying to decide on an attorney, you should ask yourself 3 things. How long have they been in business? Do they have good reviews? And do they actually care? Hopefully you never need us, but if you do, call us at 407-500-JEFF. That's 407-500-5333. Or visit us at whenyouneedus.com. Offices, Orlando.
I'm John Morgan, and I'm asking you to stand with me and vote yes on Amendment 3. Amendment 3 will be on your ballot in November, and it will allow adults to possess or safely use marijuana, and that's a very good thing. Amendment 3 will put an end to bad laws that not only cost us millions in law enforcement dollars, but also cost thousands of Floridians their freedom. Nearly 250 years ago, our nation declared our independence. Now it's time for us to declare our independence from laws that demand jail time for simply having or consuming marijuana. Our system of treating adults who consume marijuana as criminals is madness. Join me, John Morgan, in supporting our own Declaration of Independence and vote for the people and vote yes on Amendment 3.
Paid political advertisement paid for by Smart and Safe Florida, 1400 Village Square Boulevard, Suite 3, 321, Tallahassee, Florida, 32312.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-239-1749. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-239-1749. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-239-1749. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-239-1749, 800-239-1749, or biglou.com.
Need help navigating your will or trust? Visit onefirmforlife.com today for your free consultation.
Stay tuned to the Jim Colbert Show as we demonstrate our attitude of gratitude. Our thank you segment is sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250 keyword heart scan. Are you offended? Obviously, we're only kidding. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Hey, Jimmy, you talk about you don't know if you'd want to be on a federal case. It was actually awesome. You get paid more. It was in Orlando, Jack, you're right. And it was
a bunch of Haitians out of South Florida that bilked the American taxpayers out of millions of dollars. And yes, we found them guilty.
Oh, yeah.
But it was very interesting.
Yeah, I bet it was, buddy. That'd be an interesting case. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here. Jack is here as well. Coming up tomorrow, we have Scott Maxwell. We have Animal House. I just got the email. Debbie Helsel's coming in.
Yep, with your favorite.
Yeah.
Luna.
Oh, yeah, Luna.
The Eastern Screech Owl.
I love it, man. I love owls. I saw one fly this past weekend. Flew right by me. No sound.
Really?
Zero sound.
Oh, how cool.
That's just wild, man. It's it's just wild. And it was big. I love them. All right, 407-916-1041. Again, your 6 o'clock keyword is
bonus.
Bonus, B-O-N-U-S. I just threw my sheet out, so I forgot.
Oh.
My God. Like a goldfish over here.
Yeah.
Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb and Jack are here as well.
Can I do an addendum real quick?
Sure, yeah.
Jack, I want to go back on the recommendation that the texting service had made earlier about a Furbo dog cam.
Yeah.
You know, the dog cam that's like a security camera, but it can give out treats. Well, someone texted at 77031 and let us know that they have a Furbo. My wife sent me a video of their Australian Shepherd puppy ripping up her dog bed and some papers. And then a couple days later, she sent him a video of him in his shorts watching a movie and scratching. I unplugged it, and it hasn't been on since. Creepy.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing, because I think a smart speaker is such a great device in my home. I love it.
Yeah, me too.
I want other people to love it too, but there is a thing with smart speakers. It's like, well, do you want the ability for your voice and stuff to be recorded and stuff? There's a privacy issue that some people feel that they don't want to cross with that.
Does that record everything you say? Like when you give it commands, it makes a recording of that?
It's supposed to only pick up when you say, like, whether it's hey Google or
right, hey Google is the thing, right?
Yeah, and so
we have it. I find it to be a little annoying. I liked it at first, but every time you walk out of a room, it's just so much easier to turn the lights off than go, hey Google, turn off the bedroom lights. And I find myself, hey Google, turn on the kitchen lights. And it's just, to me, it would be easier just to turn them on and off manually. But it is kind of cool to do the thermostat. It is kind of cool if you're laying there, you need to do something, you just yell out.
I love the fact what I do is I set my coffee up and it's plugged into a smart plug. As soon as I wake up, I'll say, hey Google, turn coffee on.
Oh, yeah.
And then I, lay there another 10 minutes. And then when I get up, boom, it's ready.
Boom, there you go.
Boom shakalaka.
Let's do you heard it here first.
It's time for You Heard It Here First on The Jim Colbert Show.
2 men are dead and another is hurt following an overnight shootout at an Osceola County apartment complex. Shots were heard after midnight at the Rapallo on Marta Circle in Kissimmee. Sheriff Marcos Lopez says the two victims in their 20s and 30s were found with injuries at the scene following what's believed to be a drug-related dispute.
It was basically a shootout, like the OK Corral. And it's crazy because there's a lot of citizens, people that live here. Thank God there was hardly nobody out during those hours when the incident occurred.
The sole survivor of the incident was found hiding in nearby bushes and has been identified as a person of interest. He's currently in custody at a hospital while he undergoes treatment.
Wow.
All right, the Parkland mass shooter, Nicholas Cruz, he's donating his brain to science. In a civil settlement with one of his victims, Cruz murdered 17 students and faculty members at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in 2018. Now, an attorney for 21-year-old Anthony Borges, who was shot 5 times, proposed the, quote, unique stipulation. He told Fox News Digital, quote, I figured if scientists studied his brain, they might be able to figure out what created this monster, end quote. 25-year-old Cruz is serving life in prison.
Yeah, I found that to be unique, but I did read that in the context of that isn't that uncommon for victims to make requests of that nature.
Really?
Yeah, to have parts of their brain donated, or at least do something of that nature where they can kind of study and find out what caused that person to do that.
So there you go.
Did you hear about the apology he gave that kid?
No.
Yeah, they talk about this, that Nicholas Cruz actually approached or asked to apologize to that person who got shot. And by the way, when that kid lifts his shirt up, it is war zone stuff, dude. I mean, he took like 5 big rounds.
Yeah.
And he said it was like he was apologizing for like bumping into his car. He said it was the weirdest thing ever. You know, this guy shoots and kills 17 people, shoots him 5 times. And it was the apology as if like, hey, man, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bump into your car. Or I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scuff your shoes. That was what it was like for him. Complete disassociation with what he had done.
And then finally, 2 grocery stores in Alabama are now offering gun owners the opportunity to purchase ammunition from vending machines.
Nice.
The self-service ammunition kiosks owned by American Rounds have been installed at Fresh Value grocery stores locations in Tuscaloosa and Pell City.
I'll be damned.
And you heard it here first on the Jim Colbert Show.
That probably sounds odd, but the Winn-Dixie I worked for in Palatka in the early 80s sold shotgun shells inside the store.
So it doesn't sound odd at all.
You could buy double alt buckshot in a Winn-Dixie. It was right next to the canning wax.
Good times.
Who do we have to thank today, Deb?
We want to thank attorney Glenn Klausman from Klausman Law for bringing us one of our more popular segments, What You Do That's New. You can find the master list at JimColbertLive.com and join us as we listen to an album recommended by Angel.
It's
Hermanos Gutierrez.
Instrumental, by the way, I've heard.
Oh, really?
It's an entirely instrumental album.
Ooh.
I'll be getting him back. Don't worry.
And then we also want to thank, last but never least, Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running our YouTube chat.
Yeah, thanks, guys. We appreciate that very much, as we do every day. Jack, question of the day?
Do you or your spouse have facial hair?
I'm trying to think of the people in the building here. I think most people in the building are clean-shaven here. So I think it's only like maybe
25?
I think it's less. I'll go like 19%.
I'll go 16.
Yes. 68% say yes.
Damn,
Whoa.
really?
Wow.
That's in the texting service. We did it also on Real Radio 104.1's Instagram. 86% yes.
Wow, really? Yeah. Damn. I was way off on that one, by the way, guys.
I guess,
Way
yeah.
off. All right, let's get out of here. Like I said, tomorrow, Scott Maxwell, Animal House. By the way, Scott was texting us today. He was inspired by Jack's choice for What'd You Do That's New.
Yeah.
Because of Orlando being on that list of the worst places to live in Central Florida. One of those reasons was the cost of living. Scott just texted Jack and I and said, you won't believe what rough shape Orlando is in when it comes to the disparity between how much it costs to live here and how much the average employee makes in the city. We'll talk about that tomorrow with Scott Maxwell. On behalf of Deb and Jack, I am Jim.
Yeah.
We follow the News Junkie. They follow the Monsters of the Morning. After us, it's Tom and Dan with a corporate time and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a fantastic Tuesday evening.
Bye.
I do ginger brandy.
A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan is coming up next on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Watch out for an accident on